time you landed on it, felt like your leg was being burned by a pan or something. So hopefully, I'm sure it's hot down there, but, I'm glad they got the new turf on there. It's a lot better than what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell it's been set up for soccer. A lot of, I think it's Little Rock Rangers soccer that plays here. So we're looking forward to this final football game of the Punishers season. And 2 undefeated teams, so we're going to see somebody's O has got to go, as they like to say, and we're looking forward to this one. So we're going to get you to a pregame interview with Punishers GM Chris Goodman, and when we get back, we'll be ready for football. All right, welcome everybody to Arkansas Punishers football on Natural State Sports. Joining me now in pregame is Punishers General Manager Chris Goodman. Chris, how's it going today?
It's pretty good. It's a little hot out there, but ain't nothing going to stop football. So
yeah, football in June. We'll talk about that a little bit as we get through this. But football in June is different, obviously. A little warm, a little humid here this summer. So we'll get into that. But let's start off just talking about this inaugural season. So undefeated, playing in the minor league Southwest Classic. Would you define this season as a success so far?
I'd say anytime you go undefeated, it's a success. We've had the privilege of playing at War Memorial Stadium. They've been a blessing to us coming out here. We've gotten a couple of our guys some college offers out of playing, so that's always a success. And then, as I said, our QB Darius Robinson actually played some professional level ball out in Utah. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. Obviously, having Darius back, I haven't got to see Darius since the preseason game. So excited to see him and watching him warm up out here. Looks like it may bring a little added element to the offense today.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Him and our offensive coordinator have been together for a while, so they have that chemistry together that, when the play breaks down or if something happens, they both know that they can count on each other to get things done.
Gotcha. Well, looking forward to that. So talk about fan support this season. Obviously, it's tough getting folks to pay attention to spring football. With the pandemic, though, it does seem that spring football has kind of taken off. We've seen the FCS level kind of take off a little bit with their spring season. So how has Central Arkansas embraced the Punishers so far this year?
Yeah, it's been huge. We didn't have a Twitter account, but when we made a Twitter account, that thing took off overnight. It was awesome. And like I said in a video I made the other day, Little Rock especially has been huge to us. We became members of the Chamber of Commerce. Our contacts over there have helped us out a whole lot to grow the team, to grow our support. And a couple of games we've been at War Memorial, I think our first one we had 500 fans here, which for a minor league team is outstanding. Yeah. So, the fan support, we can't thank you guys enough for that.
Well, we've definitely enjoyed it. Obviously, make sure you follow these guys on Twitter, on social media, AR Punisher FB on Twitter, and then, of course, on Facebook, Arkansas Punishers Football. So you guys make sure if you're not following that you are following them there now. Heat is always the issue with spring football. It's one of the reasons why this kind of always becomes an issue with the semi-pro leagues that have started trying to take off. So, obviously, this game being played at 3 o'clock. Any concerns with Heat today?
Yeah, we have a lot of concerns. We've actually reached out to Advanced Physio to see if they'll send us an extra physical trainer out here today. We're going to have loads of water. Us and the Dragons are going to coordinate together just to make sure everybody stays hydrated and stays cooled off. We don't want any, we're here to have fun at the end of the day, so we don't want anybody, a heat casualty or anything like that. So we're definitely taking every precaution we can to keep everybody hydrated.
So last time we were here, you guys had some issues along the offensive line. You were an offensive lineman yourself. Y'all were a little short-handed. A lot of guys were forced to play out of position. How's that shaping up today?
It should be a lot better today. Johnny Gibson, our offensive line coach, is here today. And then we've got a lot of our offensive linemen that weren't able to play last game that will be here this game. Some guys back from injury and other guys, we all have jobs. Some of them were working, so they'll be here today as well.
Talk about the challenges of that a little bit. Obviously, you say that everybody works.
Yeah.
You guys, this isn't like some big – these guys aren't getting paid a bunch of money to be out here.
No.
But it's one, love of the game, two, just trying to give yourself an opportunity to do more with the game. But talk about the challenges of that, just trying to get guys in practice and putting a team together and making it a well-oiled machine every Saturday.
Yeah, we at the beginning of the season when we have tryouts, we tell everybody, it's like, hey, give us 2 days a week if you can, where you can be here to practice, be dedicated. We normally try in the evenings on weekdays, and then, of course, Saturdays before the season we have practices. But, that's one of the biggest things is attendance, and that sounds bad, but it's the guys are working or they're, it's Father's Day weekend, so we have players that aren't even playing today. It's not a lot. It's just like 2 or 3, but you got holidays that come up, guys that practice different religions and stuff like that observe different things. So, just going around all of that and trying to put it into one schedule, which is my job, has been it's been a hassle this season, but we've knocked it out, and we're undefeated, so I'd say I'm doing at least a good job at that.
It's worked out pretty well. Recruiting is obviously a big piece, and I know that's a big. You and I talked about that a little bit with this Texas team coming up. Obviously, another undefeated team.
Yeah.
How's recruiting been going for you guys in terms of obviously this season, but looking forward as well for the Punishers?
Yeah, so me and Coach Terry Jordan, in the beginning of the season, he brought a bunch of guys that he knew together, and I brought a bunch of guys with me. So the team this year was kind of put together based off players that we already knew throughout Arkansas. But recruiting is basically all social media. We'll make a post, and you'll be like, hey, do you want to play? Or, I mean, it could go all the way down to walking through Walmart, and some 6'4" guy walks by you, and you're like, hey, man, you want to play football? And then you got a new left tackle. So, I mean, it's recruiting in semi-pro or minor league is definitely different. You know, it's not your normal send a graphic to a high school kid like college do. We got to call. We still call guys. We email them. I get on some of the guys' nerves because I'm always hitting them up, you know, hey, do you still want to play? Do you want to play next year? And then moving next year, I've hired 2 more guys to help me recruit just different areas of the state. And we're going to try and do have an affiliate team. We're going to be the AAA team in minor league, and then we want a single A team that we can kind of, you know, if a guy may not be good enough to play for us or we have too many, so we have like 15 running backs, you know, for whatever reason, you play running back, we can send you to that team. And, you know, you can train up. You know, we're going to have a lot more coaches next season and, you know, truly develop players like we want to.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun opening season, obviously. We've had a lot of fun following it so far. So defense wins championships. Made it clear, you guys, and you and I talked about this before the game, or here before we started this, that this is going to be one of those, you know, you used the Alabama LSU term, but the classic defense meets offense. You guys are a defensive-focused team. Mm-hmm. This is a team that comes out with some guys with some accolades, some guys with previous accolades, a great quarterback, a good wide receiver. So I made it clear on Twitter, I want to see a defensive touchdown today. You think we're going to see one of the big guys, or just a defensive celebration today from your defense?
Yeah, I definitely think we'll have a defensive touchdown today. They're a real pass-heavy team, and our DBs are ball hungry. They love to get to the ball. We have a lot of pass deflections. We have a lot of interceptions as well. So, one of our DBs is definitely getting a pick six today. I'll make it. I'll make that a statement.
All right, sounds good. So, all right, before I let you go, Chris, give me your offensive and defensive players to watch today.
So offensively, I'd definitely say Arian Cooney. He's a wide receiver out of North Little Rock. He's a rookie this year that came on strong. We had Jonathan had a kid, so he wasn't able to play most of the games this season, and Arian really stepped up and filled that spot tremendously, as well as our tight end, Ariston Parks. He got his first touchdown last game, but he is one of those tight ends. He's not really, you know, he doesn't want the stats. He just wants to do his job, and I think he'll have a big game today as well. And then on defense, you know, 81, Cameron Fleming, the defensive end, you know, he's dancing all over the field. He'll definitely be making some noise today. 91, Martin Montgomery, he'll be making some plays today. And then both of our safeties, Jarvis Price, number 11, and Rakeem Leverett, number 12, will be one of them's getting a pick six today.
Leverett's been one of my favorites to watch this year. I think he wore our GoPro in the very first preseason
game. That was Cameron.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, sir.
So he those guys are a lot of fun. Lev's been a guy that I've really enjoyed following this year too. So looking forward to the defense. Well, all right, Chris. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to the game. And good luck against the Dragons.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So coming up next is Arkansas Punishers football, brought to you by Natural State Sports. Punish them.
Punish them.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Punishers Football on Natural State Sports. If you missed the beginning of our broadcast, let me introduce us again. Of course, this is play-by-play and the voice of Natural State Sports, Steve Henson. Alongside me for today's game is Aaron Weatherford. Again, Aaron, I'm going to ask you again. Maybe the people didn't hear it the first time, but how you doing today, man?
I am doing great, man. A little warm, but better than being on the turf right now where we're sitting.
So I said that I said in the pregame that we like to talk and have conversations with the folks in the comments. But our first comment on YouTube so far says "Go Longhorns," so that's a problem. I'm not sure that I can go with that. But, so we'll see how that goes. I can't say that again. But as we await for the Punishers to come out, looking forward to this one as they're coming out of the tunnel. This should be a lot of fun. 2 undefeated teams. This is a Dragons team that has absolutely dominated folks this year, winning games by an average clip of somewhere around 50 points a game at times. Offensively, they're led by Ty Rollison, former a former Auburn player and former Army All-American. And so we'll see just how good the offense is for this Dragons team. We know the defense will carry the way for our Punishers in this one.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what Reggie Arnold can put together. I know this was a big time guy of Arkansas State. I know a lot of people, a lot of Red Wolves who are very familiar with this guy, and I'm sure Punishers are going to try and get the running game going here today.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what they want to do. I'm excited to see our guy Darius Robinson back today. He's been up in Utah. We were talking with Coach Goodman in the pregame about that. Robinson was a guy that I really enjoyed watching in preseason ball, and he got an opportunity to go play at the pro level in Utah. So he's back this week, and they're going to plug and play, and him and Kalen Cooper are going to do things out on the field at the quarterback position. We'll see how they split those reps up. All right. So Brandon Salato says the Punishers suck, but he's rooting for the wrong team in this game. So I'm not even going to go there.
Huh?
He said go Longhorns. The Longhorns aren't even playing today.
Yeah,
and then he says the Punishers suck. I just think he's confused. I think that's the issue.
Well, I hate to say it, but Texas is playing the College World Series right now. But I listen to a lot of college baseball podcasts, and nobody is really taking the Longhorns seriously, and I'm with them because they had a cakewalk through the regional and the super regional. So, yeah. I mean,
they did, and I just can't root for anything in burnt orange anyway.
Nope.
So
nope.
That includes that other orange team that's in Omaha this week as well. If you're an Arkansas fan, you might have gotten upset with me on the podcast this week of calling the baseball season a failure. But, hey, it was a tough one. So here we go. We're ready. As kickoff is underway, and we are ready for football. Good kick to get us started. Touched inside the 5. He's going to have to bring this one back at the 1. Looking for a number across the 15. Got an opening across the 20. 25, 30. More room. And it's across the 35. He's going to be finally pulled down at the 37-yard line. And was that Fountain on the return?
It was number 12, Dakota Fountain, on the return. It was pretty good hole opening right there by his blockers.
Yeah, good return as that one started from about the ones where he actually fielded it, so about a 36-yard return. And this Dragons offense is going to get started in good field position at the 37-yard line, or 38-yard line to get things started.
Man, BQB right here, Rollison, like we were talking about the pregame. He's a big kid, played at Auburn. So he knows how to win games. So it's going to be tough here for the Punishers today.
Yeah, a lot of Texas flavor, obviously, a team out of Texas. And as I was talking to Coach Goodman in the pregame, one of the big things for this team is obviously they have a little larger recruiting base being in Texas, and they can pull from a little larger talent pool. So some guys that you guys may recognize names of. And now we've got a stoppage in play already as the Punishers not ready, and they'll call timeout to get things started.
Then lots of confusion right now. The defense looks like they're not ready to go here. They're trying to get his defense here together. It looks like it's number 8 talking there for the Punishers.
Yeah, number 8 is
out, Jaden.
Yeah, I get my other lineup here in front of me.
The former Cersei line there.
But, so, it's interesting. These guys have played all year, but we talked about the lack of opportunities to practice in the pregame. All these guys work. They have full-time jobs. It's hard to get all these guys together, something that I thought was interesting. I don't know that I've seen a punt, kick, field goal, any kind of kicking play not get a delay of game since I've been covering Punishers games so far this season. So handing off up the middle, the Punishers will pull him down after about 4. And
Tucker on the carry right there for the Dragons.
So Marcus Tucker, he'll split his time between running back and linebacker. He gets 4 on the first carry.
Looks like they say it's 4th down, but it's actually 2nd down on the other sideline over there.
There we go.
There it is.
Our lines folks over there are also in semi-pro mode today. It's warm. Now, I will say this. It is warm down there, so. So Brandon Salato, he's got some words. Now they're going to go with screen balls. Tip picked off. Intercepted, going the other way for the Punishers. That is number 7, Terrence Ingram, and he's going to score the defensive touchdown for the Punishers.
What a job there. How about that? Keeping focus there, getting the hands and making a great catch. Just a big-time play there on defense. That'll get momentum going here for the Punishers.
No doubt, and I asked for it in our pregame and on Twitter, asked for the defensive touchdown, and the Punishers waste no time. Intercepted by Ingram. He takes this one back. What is this going to be? About a 41-yard interception return for a touchdown, and the Punishers' defense gets on the board first. I think Brandon Salato excuses. What's the excuse for that one?
This is technically an Arkansas versus Texas matchup. So, there's going to be a little bit of bad blood here.
There absolutely is. That was a big part of marketing this coming into it. I think, almost remember, I think Kurtz Goodman and these Punishers guys, and maybe it's a slight at the Northeast Texas team, but we're kind of calling them North Texas from a couple of years ago when that game. And I said, well, if we don't see the fake punt return today, I'll be disappointed. So we'll see if that gets pulled out. So the extra point is up, and it is good, and that'll make it 7-0. Punishers lead. It was 26, I believe. Yeah, Buford still on kicking duties for the Punishers.
Former UCA Bear.
We're not far away. I know a lot of the football camps have been going on this summer. Been keeping up with it. You mentioned UCA. I think they just had a big camp not long ago there on the Stripes. So a lot of guys getting opportunities here in the summer to finally get their names out. And this is a league that obviously these guys try to get opportunities, future opportunities at another semi-pro level or higher. There's some guys here with college eligibility left that has some opportunities. We talk about opportunities all the time. You've been involved in a lot of high school football across the state. We're involved with a lot of high school football across the state. And it's nice to see guys, whether it's from the high school level, the college level, this level, just continuing to play out and try to get opportunities to do more in the game of football, in the game that they love. So a lot of fun to get to see that, especially now with the pandemic kind of starting to get in our rearview mirror, so we're able to see a lot more opportunities for these guys.
I would say it's already in the rearview mirror, honestly.
Depends on what state you're in, but for the most part, I think it's in the rearview mirror.
I think in Arkansas it is.
Yes, it is. I think we put it in the rearview mirror a couple months ago.
Yeah.
All right, so Buford set to kick off again for the Punishers as this one's back deep. It's going to be fielded at the 3. Bringing this one back.
Leverett.
And makes the move again at the 25. Going to be drugged and thrown down at the 21.
Was number 3, Malik Walker.
That was number 12, Dakota Fountain again on the return.
Yep.
So little further back field position this time as the Dragons will start this drive from the 27-yard line, and we'll see if they can avoid the pick 6 on this drive.
Yeah, like you were talking about team camps just a second ago, PEA, they're hosting the Shootout of the South going on right now, the 7-on-7, which is probably the biggest 7-on-7 tournament in the South. There's teams from Texas and all over Arkansas there.
So Rollison looks, pump fakes. He's going to be dragged down in the back. Ball's
Fumble.
On the ground. Picked up. They may run this one back. And he was celebrating before he got there. Gets drugged down at the 2-yard line. Oh, man, that was number 81. That is
Cameron Fleming.
Fleming's one of my favorites. Fleming was our guy that wore the GoPro in our preseason game and out onto the field. And Fleming, now that's a guy that would have found our cameras and done some celebrating that he found 2 more yards out of that one. But another turnover forced by this Punisher defense, and right now they're looking to go up first play on offense, and they got a chance to go up 14-0.
Yeah, this D-line for the Punishers, they came to play here today. That's the second time today. Now, granted, the first play, it was a screen pass, but, still, defensive lineman in Rollison's face, it's hard for him to get a pass out, and right there, it's just another, classic example of just getting to the quarterback and getting the sack.
Well, like to your point on that screen pass, they did a good job of just recognizing screen pass and getting hands up, and that was what caused that interception. And then on this one, just a straight blitz right up the middle, knocks the ball away from Rollison. Fleming picks it up just about, had the run back for the touchdown here. So Cooper in at quarterback. He'll hand this one off up the middle, trying to get to the outside 5-yard line across, and he'll score. Touchdown Punishers, and it's now 13-0 quickly for the Arkansas Punishers.
Yeah, they're letting them know too. Williamson coming back from scoring touchdown, letting the Dragons know they're here to play today.
And Arkansas right now is owning this Arkansas-Texas matchup to get started quickly. We're not even 2 minutes into this thing, and the Punishers are about to be up 14-0, assuming Buford can complete the extra point. Well, I'm going to be honest, 2 undefeated teams. I didn't see this start.
No, I did not either. This is crazy. Believe the Dragons played the Ouachita Reapers, who were actually out of Waldron, I think, a week or two ago, and just took that Arkansas matchup easily. But different situation here today.
And that's definitely been the story for this Dragons team. They've beaten people handily this year. And that one dropped. I think I jinxed it. Oh, what a hit on the holder. I might have jinxed it as they will fumble the snap and can't get the kick up, and so that'll do it. But 13-0, Punishers lead just 2 minutes into this thing as the Dragons await the kickoff for the third time today.
Yeah, some of our viewers have noticed too on the field. There's an old logo, and it says NJCAA. That was actually the JUCO National Championship was hosted here at War Memorial not 2 weeks ago. I think it was Hutch and Snow College, and it was a really good game. Hutch ended up winning that game 29-27, I believe. And if anybody doesn't know who Hutchinson is, they were actually featured on the Last Chance U show from, I think, the last football season. They did on the show with Independence College, and they gave Independence a lot of trouble both of those years when Jason Brown was head coach over there. So kudos to the Dragons over there of Hutch.
Yeah, we were fortunate to have the character that is Jason Brown on our podcast about a year ago or so, and that's an interesting gentleman.
I can imagine that guy. Wow.
Will had plenty of editing to do after that podcast. That was a fun pod to do. If you guys haven't caught our podcast, it's been a little sporadic over the last few months, but High on the Hogs. That's High on the HAWGS Hogs. That is our podcast. I think it's kind of funny. I'm going through the comments here, and our buddy Brandon Salado, who started off with Go Longhorns and was talking a lot of trash, is now asking for the live stream to be shut off because this game's getting out of hand already.
No.
So the return from the 10 here for the Dragons. He's got a seam to the right, looking for some blocks. That's across the 30, across the 40, and he's going to be drugged down at about the 41-yard line. And is that 24? No.
I think it's 82 for the Dragons. That was like Philip McGinnis on the take back there. That's been really the only positive thing here for the Dragons today is the kickoff returns. They've got it past the 35 each of the last 2 times they've returned it.
Yeah, this is their best field position, but the problem's been once they've gotten on offense, the pressure of this Punisher defense has caused all kinds of havoc so far in the backfield for the Dragons. So we'll see if Rollison and this Dragons offense can get things going as we await the play clock to be reset. And now we're ready to play football.
Looks like the Punishers are moving to a 4 front here. They were in the 3 front those last 2 turnovers here. So let's see what's they got going here.
Expecting the running game, and that's exactly where they go as they try to go with Tucker, and Tucker's going to be met, and he may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe they're going to give him a yard here out to the 41. So 2nd down and 9, as for the first time today, the Dragons go forward.
It was 23 Joseph Harris for the Punishers on the tackle, former Zebra of Pine Bluff.
A lot of Arkansas talent on this team, as you would expect, which makes it even more fun to have a big Arkansas-Texas matchup. Rollison, he looks to throw. He wants to go deep, up over the middle. Nice throw. Oh, nearly picked off. So I don't think the safety was ready for that one. It was Jarvis Price coming up and had an opportunity interception, but was looking for the hit.
Steve, are those socks he's wearing or are those leggings? I can't tell. Number 4, the wide receiver here. I can't really tell. It's not. I'm not hating or anything. I'm just trying to see what that is he's got on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
think that's socks.
The big thing now with all the high schoolers, it's about the socks they wear and the bands they put on their legs.
Yeah.
I'm 4 years or 5 years removed from high school football, and I didn't. The guys I played with, we didn't worry about any of that. So
just played football.
Yeah, it was.
So we got a penalty. I missed what the call was, but that's going to result in a Dragons first down as they cross midfield for the first time today.
The personal foul on the Punishers.
Okay. So that'll move. That gives the Dragons new life as they were facing a 3rd down and long. Instead, 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Ross, a nice move. Now looking deep, got a guy behind the defense, but he may be intercepted. No, he misplayed it and just short of the receiver, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. A lot of excitement for nothing.
That's a touchdown right there. For all it could set his feet right there and make a good throw. That's probably throwing that over the safety and getting a touchdown, but that's just one of the problems. You know, when you're not set and you make a throw like that, you can either underthrow it or do something like that. I mean, the safety, he can't let the receiver like that get past him when he's running a deep route like that.
Yeah, and he found himself in kind of no man's land there. Couldn't get back to get to the ball. So we'll see now what this offense has. From the 44-yard line, Rollison looking, screen pass over the middle, dropped. And that one was set up well. If Tucker could have held on to it, he may have ran for a while.
Yeah, he's probably still running if he catches that because he had some blockers and some green grass in front of him. It's the second screen pass we've seen today from the Dragons.
Yeah, that one, well, even though it's incomplete, that one worked out better than the first one.
Yes.
All right, so 3rd down and 10 now as Rollison looking to find somebody open. Drops, looking, another screen pass to the wide receiver, caught it, looking to move across the 40. That's number 2, Trey Dean. And Dean gets 4 out of the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and 6. And now we got a little extracurriculars. That's going to be a personal foul on the Dragons, and now another flag. The late flag may cause this to be offsetting. We'll see how this gets called.
I didn't really see what happened there. I just know I did see a punisher come up, and he did push a receiver first. So,
yeah, the receiver responded, and usually it's the guy that retaliates that gets called, and he put a hand in the face mask of the punisher. So we'll see how this call goes as our referee. Personal foul on number 4. Yeah, so we're going to get offsetting here. So we'll just do 3rd down all over again. Well, no, it should be 4th down.
Okay. Guess we're going to 4th down then.
Because I guess they're calling it after the play. Should have been dead ball. So they got 4 out of it. So it's going to be 4th down and 6.
Yeah, there was another screen pass. Well, a tunnel, as most coaches would call it, but didn't have enough blockers out there, and the punishers knew it was coming.
So Rollison rolls to his right. Now back to his left. Got a lot of room if he can get away from one. Fleming can't pull him down. Pump fake. Ready. And then Fleming's right there, and he'll yank him down. They'll lose a yard on the sack, maybe 2, back to the 42-yard line. And that'll be a turnover on downs as the Punishers' defense comes out and gets the job done again.
Another big play here for the defense. Fleming in his face. The outside linebacker stayed in his spot where he was supposed to and pretty much lured Rollison into the trap right there. Great play right there for the Punishers.
Fleming and Leverett are 2 of the big studs on the defensive side of the ball. So for the Punishers, and so far they've really lived up to the billing here early in this one.
Well, we're finally going to get to see the offense here. I know we saw him one play just a second ago, but it looks like we're finally going to see a full drive here from the Punishers.
Yeah, 13-0, and our offense has got 1 play for 2 yards. It's not a bad start. So it looks like Cooper is in at quarterback. As he gets the start, he'll take the snap. He's going to hand this one off up the middle. That is Williamson on the run. Williamson nearly broke free. He'll be pulled down at the 49-yard line. And that'll be 2 yards shy of a first down, maybe 3 yards shy of a first down.
It looks like the right guard, Roberts, lost his helmet there. He's got to come out. Big-time loss there for a play.
Yeah, and this is an offensive line that is kind of pieced together as they try to figure out the right combinations here late in the season. Some guys missing because of different reasons, but definitely don't want to lose a starter here at this point. So that was actually a gain of 8 out to midfield, and so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Cooper with Williamson beside him, and he'll fake it. Now Cooper wants to throw. Rolling to his right, looking, got his man, and off the hands of number 8. That is, as I look through my roster, number 8 is Jaden Yunt from Searcy High School.
This is a tough drop right there. You know, Cooper did his best to place that ball, tried his best to place it where he could go get it, just a little too high there to make the catch.
Yeah, they had the first down there. That's a tough one. And is that Robinson? It looked like he was going to come on the field. Now Robinson's still on the sideline, and it'll be Cooper and Williamson in the backfield.
We go 3rd and 2. We expect a zone run right here by the Punishers.
So Cooper,
Sure
exactly.
enough.
They faked it, actually. Now
option.
Cooper, he's got a man, but he can't throw it. Cooper looking for a block around the corner, 50. He's going to be about a yard shy as he gets hammered by the yard marker over there on the sideline. I think he's going to be a yard, maybe 2 shy of the first down. Nope. Well, let's see. He may have got a very generous spot. And he did. First down, Punishers. And I want to say probably a good thing we don't have review in this game because that might have gotten reviewed and been a yard shy. I did not think he got there. But they spotted at the 48. It'll be first down Punishers.
Yeah, the Punishers, if they had a RPO right there, run pass option, they might have had a touchdown right there. Keep the lineman from going forward 5 more yards. That's probably a touchdown, but just trying to get the first down there on 3rd and 2.
I believe that was Parks, who's wide open, standing at about the 40-yard line over there on that play. So Cooper, he'll go that way again. This time it's caught, and that's either Kellebrew or Cooper. He stepped out on the slip and trying to see a number. I think that's Kellebrew. Should be number 1, and it is. That was Kalen Kellebrew on the catch. So Kellebrew picks up
Nice little hitch route. A lot of teams do that nowadays in every level of football. And, I know we started running that when I was in high school. We started running that toward the end of my days. And it's just become just a huge play nowadays in football. And it's if you ever need just a couple 4 or 5 yard gain, that's a go-to play right there.
It works like a nice run play. It works out where you can get the ball out wide and into a guy with a little more space and athletic ability for sure. So Cooper, I believe that's Williamson again behind him here in the pistol. Hands this one off to Williamson. Williamson looking across the 40. And a late flag gets thrown. We'll see what the flag is for. It's maybe a hold.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a hold.
That's going to be on Cooney. Williamson, trying to see number. I believe that was Dooley. Or Williamson 1 just came off the field. So we'll see what the call is. They're about a yard shy of a first down, and it was a hold.
Yeah, that was the easy call. The ref's right there, and I'm pretty sure that was Cooney who had the foul or flag right there. Jeez.
And I think it was in a situation there where it really probably wasn't necessary. I think he was past the play. So instead of 2nd and a yard, it'll go back to 2nd and 11. So 9:36. It feels like this game's been going on forever considering the score, but we're not even 6 minutes into this thing and 13-0. And our Punishers have got their 3rd drive of the game, or 2nd drive of the game.
So we got a different running back in the backfield for the Punisher. That's
Arnold, I believe. Arnold met on the draw up the middle as the Dragons try to rip the ball out. And no, that's not Arnold. That is number 3. I've got 2 3s. I think that's Alvin.
Yeah.
I think Alvin played some running back in the last game as well. So
Little Rock Hall alum. Man, did you see where Little Rock Hall is now an 8-man high school football team?
Yeah, that actually impacted us as we are contracted with Maumelle High School, and Maumelle's had to find another game because of that. And now instead of getting to play a team of like Hall, who's obviously seen their struggles, and now with the new Southwest High School, they've dropped to 8-man. Now Maumelle's got to travel and face one of the top teams in the nation in Louisiana.
Should be a good one, though.
Yeah. So looking deep, Cooper and his receiver ran the wrong route, and that probably was better off being dropped because I don't know. We'll see. They will punt. Now, Punishers do have a pretty good kicking game, but they may gain yardage here by letting that ball fall instead of intercepting that.
Yep. He intercepts that, and they're down right now probably around the 8 or 7 yard line. So that's smart play right there by the safety.
No chance he's staying in bounds on that play if he catches it. You're right. He's going out around the 8 yard line.
He was, how would Chad Morris put it, full tilt boogie toward that sideline right there.
It's a good reference for a North Texas Arkansas game.
He's now the head coach at Allen High School.
Yes, he is. He went back to probably where he needs to be.
Yeah.
All right, so Buford ready to punt here as the holding penalty proves to be costly. Buford, this kick is away.
That's
good
a great
kick.
punt.
Gets it, angles it away inside the 10. Now rolling. Maybe he should have intercepted it as it's going to be down inside the 5,
looks
right
like
at the 5.
Wasn't going to matter with that punt. Wow, good punt right there.
So great job by Buford. And now we'll get to see this Dragons offense backed up into their own side with this Punisher defense coming at them, and they'll have their ears pinned back ready for this one. Yeah,
we talked about it before the broadcast started. I think Northeast Texas, did the smart choice with uniform choice with the way the weather is right now in Little Rock. It's probably humid 93 degrees outside right now. So
yeah, it's mid-90s. I'm kind of feeling bad. My brother's down there on our field level camera. He's the only one of us not in the air conditioning, and probably going to owe him a few extra waters and such after this one's over with, because he is going to be roasting down there. I hope he remembered his sunscreen.
Interesting set here. This is a double wing out of the gun.
Right up the middle, and they'll get 4 out of this. Give them a little bit of room to breathe here on second down. Actually give them 5 to the 10-yard line. So 2nd and 5. As that was, I believe, Tucker on the carry.
Yeah, once again, I mean, they've done a pretty good job of, with the run game. It's just been just not good choices today for the offense of the Dragons right now.
Now Tucker trying to get a nice
great
tackle. Boy, what a play there. That's the defensive end. Is that Lansdale, I believe? No, that's wrong side of the ball.
Taggart or Clark? I feel like it's probably, I don't know, we've got
23.
You got 2.
That's going to be Lambert. That's going to be Duke. Spencer Lambert, whichever one you got. I got 2 names on there. So now screen pass, nearly tipped, picks off, and going to be ran back for another touchdown for the Punishers. The 2nd defensive score of the day for the Punishers, and what a terrible decision by Rollison to throw that ball.
I just don't know about that play call either. I mean, you're inside the 10-yard line, and you're going to run a screen pass. I don't know, questionable play call right there, but the Punishers make them pay for it right here.
Absolutely. So 7:29 to go in the first, and our 2nd defensive score of the day, as the Punishers are up 19-0, and as we await the extra point.
What did D-Mac say in the post game? Arkansas, baby. It was Arkansas, baby.
That one, was that 9 on that one? I missed the number there.
I did too, unfortunately.
I believe. Well, that's Parks, a tight end. I don't know that was 9. That might have been. I'm not sure. Sorry there, as I missed the number of who had that interception.
I feel like it was probably Fleming. I mean, he's been in every play so far on defense when it comes to the turnovers they've had.
So Buford nails that extra point and make it 20-0 Punishers here in the first with 7:04 to go. And not exactly the start that I anticipated. I don't think anybody anticipated this from these 2 undefeated teams. We've got a pretty good number of people watching. I hope we've not run off our Dragons fans already, as the numbers are kind of going down now. There's 20-0.
Oh, man. Man, I want to make some more Texas jokes while I'm at it.
Right? Yeah. Rodney Moore says, come on now, Dragons. And I think that's probably how most of the Dragons fans are feeling at this moment. Is it has not been a good start. 3 turnovers here early, a fumble, 2 interceptions. Both interceptions ran back for touchdowns, and the fumble was ran back to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Pee Wee football in Texas is a different level, so I can't imagine what these coaches right now are, telling their guys on the Dragons sideline here. I mean, it's – oh, man, what was it? Friday Night Tykes is now on Netflix. I think it was on Showtime, and, man, just pretty wild.
Yeah, football's a little different level and a little different animal. You can just drive down I-30 through Texas from here to Dallas, and you'll see the stadiums that make a difference. So Brandon Salato says, this is crazy, man. Glad to see you're still hanging with us. You guys make sure you share this stream. If you've got, whether you're Punishers, Dragons fans, either one, make sure you guys are sharing the stream. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and make sure all your friends and fans are watching as well. I hope you guys enjoy our commentary. So Dragons will let this one bound through the end zones, and they'll start this one from the 25-yard line.
Yep, probably a good idea to let that one go. It was because wasn't a good coverage right there by the Dragons. Already had a couple red jerseys that were about 10 yards away from him.
Well, that's been their best play of the day. It's been the kickoff return. They've obviously had, well, that's their 4th return of the day already in the first quarter. That's where they're racking up any yards they got, but we'll see if maybe things change here. Better field position, obviously, after the punt. And they started from the 5. This time they're going to get the start from the 25, so we'll see if that opens the offense up any.
And
have they changed quarterbacks?
Looks like they've changed quarterbacks. Rollison no longer in. I don't see him on the sideline either.
Is that Morrison? Yeah, so that's going to be Morrison.
18,
Richard Morrison is now the quarterback.
Oh, here we go. Double wing set here. Flex bone, as some people would call it.
So now they'll fake and right up the middle, and that goes nowhere. Maybe a yard.
Try to trap play there.
looking, and that's Tucker who got a yard on that one. So completely different offensive look with Morrison in the game than we saw with Rollison.
Yeah, I'm not seeing – I'm looking on the side – oh, I see him. He's sitting on the sideline down there with a towel on his head. I don't know. I guess they're trying to get a different look at quarterback just to see if they can get their run game going here because, that was one of their other really, really good plays. I mean, they were getting about 4 or 5 yards a carry a second ago.
They're looking for that Chad Morris spark. Now this one to the right side, big hit, and that is number 4, I believe, Alvin Frazier. Or was that Tucker again?
That was Tucker.
That was Tucker.
Yeah,
okay.
That's one.
Looked like a 4, but you are correct.
Yeah, Dragons trying to establish a run here with the dive play twice in a row, but they've got about 2 yards each on both plays.
Zeitville on YouTube says only the first quarter, still plenty of time. I mean, still plenty of time for the Punishers to score 50
right.
more. So 3rd down and 6. Fakes this one, looking to throw. Slant pattern, should have been caught.
Man.
He might have ran for a while there. That was a pretty bad angle by the safety, and could have been running for a while. We'll see if the Dragons are punt or if they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6 from the 29. Got to believe you're punting here, but we shall see.
Well, like that guy just said, I mean, they got plenty of time here to come back, I think.
Kerpink Williams says them horns looking upside down. And they will bring on their punter. That number 52, J.P. Marchand.
Yes. And then looks like we got Kelly Brew. Oh, man, this should be fun.
We got all kinds of line changes here. They'll have to hold up. And 5, 4, what I tell you about kicks. 2, 1, delay a game. Oh, nope, they're going to reset it. They're going to give them a mulligan here.
Yeah, we had 2 number 12s there on the defense of the Punishers there for a second.
I guess that's 11. That is 11 on the field for the Punishers. And now we're still under 10 on the play clock, so we'll see if they get this kickoff in time.
Maybe a fake here? Nope, definitely not a fake.
Oh, nearly got theirs. That's Fleming. That's a high kick. Kellybrew's going to get a chance, though. Kellybrew across the 40, 45, gets to midfield, cuts back, hit, thrown down at the 49, and that'll be where the Punishers will start on offense here with 5:25 to go in our first quarter. And our clock operator let about 8 extra seconds run off the clock there.
You don't think he did that on purpose, did you?
No. That might have been discussed early on, though. Hey, it's 90-something degrees down there. Let's chop a few extra seconds off the clock each time. They did. You're right. Annie Emsweller says, is the heat getting to the Dragons or something? Well, you would think being from Texas.
Well, no, they're from Texas. They just like to run their mouth.
They won't have any issues with the heat. It's
Man.
just as hot or hotter, more humid down there than it is here.
Will letting them have it behind us.
I know it. It's a good thing he's not on mic. Now Williamson, he's in trouble in the backfield. Oh, and a big hit. 31, Mike Morris on that tackle.
Big time.
That was, I believe, Williamson on the carry, although that could have been, I get that 6 and 8. It looks like an 8 from here, but I'm pretty sure that's a 6.
Yeah, that's a 6. It's really hard to tell up here, too. But, yeah, they tried an outside sweep run right there, but Dragons, I mean, they did a really good job of fitting right there, had nowhere to go.
Rodney Moore says, we're from Texas. The heat ain't anything.
Well,
that was a good play there. Maybe that's the play that the Dragons need, though, to get a little momentum going. That's that Chad Moore spark. Now a timeout on the field. And that's a second timeout for the Punishers, as the Punishers will call timeout with 4.5 minutes to go in the first. And that's about the only thing that's gone wrong for the Punishers so far in our first quarter is just being able to get everybody on the field and lined up. All right, so, Aaron, your first time with us, first time calling a Punishers game. What's your thoughts so far of what we're seeing out there?
Well, this is the second ever semi-pro football game I've ever watched. And I'm not gonna name the other team that I went and watched last time, but this is a lot better experience. And I mean, obviously, I'm in the booth here with you guys, but even then, I mean, the last time I went, it was just I I don't know. It wasn't a great experience. You know, the play on the field was about the same that we're seeing today. But I mean, just overall, this has been pretty fun so far.
Well, so far the difference has obviously been this Punishers defense. They've really kind of rattled the Dragons, this really high-powered Dragons offense. This is an offense that's averaged a lot of points this year, and they've blown out some people pretty handily throughout the season. So got to expect the Dragons offense to get untracked and on the rhythm here before this one's over, but they better figure it out quickly.
Yeah, 3 turnovers. You can't win a game with 3 turnovers.
So Cooper saw the blitz, rolls to his left. He looks to run, but he's not going to have room in a hold.
Yep.
And he did lay a hit on the corner there on the play, but it won't matter as that was Franklin who stepped up to make the tackle and knock Cooper out, but a hold's going to back this one up 10 more.
Yeah, another holding call going to be called on Cooney there. He had his hands outside the shoulder pads, and you can't – when you're blocking as a receiver, or that's just in general, you can't, obviously have your hands outside the shoulder pads. So
yeah, and that was a tough one too because, again, the Dragons for the second play in a row really blew it up and were in the backfield. And so Cooney kind of maybe out of desperation got those hands out wide. And so back them up. This is going to back it all the way up to the 30-yard line, which is going to make for a very long second down play. Yeah, they're not updating the board over there, but no. We didn't back up at all. We're still at the 40. Maybe so. I didn't see an offsetting call.
Maybe they declined it.
I don't know. Interesting. So third down instead.
They probably declined it because if they didn't, it still would have been first down. But then,
they should have been second. If it was offsetting, it'd still be second right now. It is still second down on the board over there. So okay, maybe that's it. So Cooper to the right side. Kellybrew got another flag. I think it's going to be a formation, or maybe the Dragons were off sides. Kellybrew is wrapped up quickly, and we'll see what this flag's for as it was thrown.
Another hitch route there for Kellybrew. Trying to get a little more yards right there.
No blockers out to help him. He couldn't break that first tackle, but
that's a dangerous play too, because if you've got guys in front of you that will block, looks like we got a false start.
Illegal formation here, I believe.
I got to learn my penalty calls.
They'd be smart to decline this, as that'll make it third down and about 20. They will decline it. So that'll make it third and 20 yards?
Yes, third and 20. Yeah, like I was saying, if you've got guys in front of you on that play that'll block and, are not afraid to hit somebody either to go block, I mean, that could turn into a 60, 70-yard touchdown like we've seen in the past.
Absolutely. When that old Gus Malzahn and those guys seem to live off of those plays.
Yes.
That was, never forget the first time we got to see offensive linemen lined up wide. Now going deep. Got Kellybrew down there. No, it's not Kellybrew. He tipped it, caught it, and he's gone. Touchdown Punishers. As I thought that ball was going to be intercepted, it tipped it into his hands, and that's going to be a touchdown to Arion Cooney, making up for the holding penalties, but now he's going to get another penalty. His third is he'll get a celebration penalty.
Yeah, you got to hand the ball to the ref. Got to do that.
Come on, man. How are you going to do a celebration penalty in a semi-pro football game? All he did was spin the football. That's kind of cheap. Oh, well, it'll be on the kickoff, which has been the best play.
That catch right there, that was woof. I thought for sure that Dragon safety was going to get there and make that play, but man, that's still great catch on the outside and the focus he had for that ball.
So 61 yards on the connection between Cooper and Cooney, and now it is 26-0 with 3.5 to go in our first quarter.
Flag's been waved off.
Oh, did they pick the flag up? That's a good decision. I apologize for trashing you, Mr. Umpire, or Mr. Referee. I'm in the wrong sport right now.
Hey, you can get a felony in Louisiana for doing that.
Well, I can't. Crap, don't tell me that.
Yeah, better watch yourself when you go down there.
We're going to be in trouble in Shreveport in a couple of months. Buford on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and literally the extra point's about the only thing that has not been executed properly for this for this Punishers team in the first quarter. 27-0, 3:26 to go. Punishers lead. I don't know how many more times I can say how surprised I am that this is the results so far in this one.
Yeah.
Again, thanks everybody for joining us today. I want to say thanks to a couple of sponsors throughout the year, at least one that's been a go-to sponsor, and they've sponsored Natural State Sports, Maumelle Sports Network, and all of our endeavors. Our friends over at American Pie Pizza, located all across Central Arkansas. Just search American Pie Pizza and make sure you go see our friends there, whether it's in Maumelle, North Little Rock, or Little Rock. Some of the best thin crust pizza you'll ever try.
So, Steve, I got to ask you, man. You guys do Maumelle Sports 24. Y'all will be doing that full go in the fall. So, with Kevin Kelly leaving PA and Maumelle's in their conference, how do you think Maumelle will actually be able to have a chance to win it?
I do. I think this Maumelle team should be really good. We got to go out and see them in their spring game. We came away pretty impressed. They've got a lot of talent. Obviously, most folks know Andrew Chamley, big left tackle, committed to Arkansas. That's a big piece. Nico Davier will be making his announcement on the 27th next weekend right here. He'll be making it right here at War Memorial Stadium. Looking forward to that. And but I think Maumelle's got an opportunity. Obviously, the 5A just became wide open. I think you still got Little Rock Christian out there. Walker White, I think, is their big-time quarterback. I may have that last name wrong. But they've got a big-time quarterback prospect who's a 2024 guy that'll cause some problems in 5A. But, yeah, so return man coming. That is, got room, 30-yard line, and somebody lost a helmet. I thought that was the ball at first. But that, thankfully there wasn't a head in the helmet.
Chaos right there, man. Wow.
And we got a flag on the field, and I think a couple guys lost helmets and may have gotten hurt on that play. It's still down as number 5. And I'm not sure if that's Parks or Smith Jr.'s. We have 2 5s on our roster over here. 15-yard penalty on the Dragons. I believe that's an illegal block.
Chop block, maybe, or below the knee.
So they'll back this one up. Keep going. Inside the 20 to the 17-yard line is where the Dragons will start. So we'll see if the Dragons offense can get going here. As now trying to see, I see Tucker. Now Rollison is back in at quarterback. So maybe it was scripted to bring Morrison in, but Rollison's in. He looks to throw. Nearly had that one picked off. Oh, boy. As that was number 24, Greg Westbrook out of University of Arkansas Monticello, who had his hands on that one and nearly had a pick 6 for the Punishers there.
Yeah, it looks like the Dragons are just very off cue right now. It just doesn't look like the quarterbacks or receivers really have anything going for themselves right now, and they're just doesn't look like they know what they're doing. It's just,
that's the best way to put it.
Honestly, it's just – and Rollison looks like he's a really good quarterback, but right now it's not looking too good. I mean, they got to get something going here.
Now Rollison looking, he goes to the left side. Boy, that ball's knocked away, and that one was nearly intercepted. And boy, oh boy, that was, I believe, Tez Russell. No, that's not Russell. I believe that was Tylen Johnson on defense there for the Punishers. He nearly got that one and nearly intercepted it. Rollison's got to find some open windows. He is throwing into coverage and on hands of red jerseys every single time. And right now he's really not getting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, give credit to this Punishers defense. I mean, like we said earlier, they came to play today, and they've been in every spot that Rollison has thrown the ball to.
All right, so Rollison, now the pressure coming. They'll try the screen pass, and they were all over that one as well. Tucker had a nose tackle. That's big 92. Or was that 72? Let's see. I'm trying to see a number if he'll turn towards me. Is that a 91 maybe?
Big guy.
If that's 91, that's Martin Montgomery out of Missouri State, who was just all over Tucker on the screen. So this is desperation. 4th down, and maybe they'll quick kick it. I don't know. And they will. Rollison's going to quick kick it. Oh, Lord, they should have just thrown it up in the air. Is that one out of bounds? And now
probably at the 30, maybe 25.
Man, still walking. You're right. 30-yard line is where the Punishers will take over, and Rollison coming off the field dejected. Man.
Just nothing going right here for the Dragons. I mean, they're doing everything offensively that they could possibly do wrong, and it's just I like the screen call there, but it's just I mean, I think the Punishers pretty much know what's coming now.
Boy. You ever been in a situation like this, though, down 27-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and And it's been that bad, though. I mean, whether it be offensively, defensively, it's been that bad for the Dragons so far.
It's just not been a good day for them offensively. And I haven't even said much about their defense. Their defense has actually played pretty good here. They just haven't had any help on the offensive side.
All right, so we'll see what the Punishers do offensively this time. As Cooper, he'll hand this one off up the middle. That is number 3. That's going to be, that's Alvin again. So Alvin across the 25 to the 26. Give him 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Kevin Kopp's situation. You're playing good on defense, but then offensively he's not getting any help there. So, I mean, it's pretty much identical here.
Yes. No run support.
None.
Like literally no run support. You can't run the ball. You can't throw the ball. You can't score. So the Punishers now 2:28 to go in our first. Cooper's gone the whole way here at quarterback. Now Cooper with 2 running backs on either side of him. I believe that's Alvin, and I can't see the number of the guy to his right. Now Cooper looking, wants to throw, got a man underneath. That's going to be caught and knocked out of bounds. And is that Cooney again? Or is that an 18?
I think that's Darius Robinson. Is it 15?
If it's 15, it's Robinson, and maybe Darius is.
I can't tell. He's got his jersey pulled up.
I know it. Maybe he'll turn this way here in just a second. And we'll see the backside of it. He's going to get close to us now. I don't know.
I think that's Robinson.
Maybe setting up the double pass at some point. So Robinson, if that is, I think you're right. I think that is Robinson lined up wide over here. So now Cooper looking to the left, now pressured. Running to the right across the 20. Nice speed, but he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play to the 22-yard, 17-yard line. And so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Cooper's speed, man, it looks unmatched right now on the field. I mean, he looks like when he's running the ball, I mean, he looks like the fastest guy out there right now, and he's playing quarterback. I mean, this kid looks really good. And he's been pretty good offensively, passing the ball too. So, I mean,
I'm a little surprised and maybe we'll see it before the day is over with, but they haven't really done anything designed with him in the running game.
Mm-mm.
But I'll say this, so far passing-wise, he has impressed me a lot more than what we saw from him in the game against Jonesboro about a month ago. He's definitely been a different animal in this one, throwing the ball.
Got a little combo here, Robinson and Kellybrew, sure enough.
Inside. Tough throw there. Is that Robinson he was looking for inside? Yeah.
Robinson, former Dollarway player. Dollarway, big-time name in the 90s as a high school football powerhouse back in the 90s.
Robinson's a very good athlete. He's a really good football player. So I had a really good opportunity to talk with him a lot in the preseason before he headed over to Utah to play there. So I know the Punishers are happy to have his athletic ability back on the field today. So Cooper hands this one off. A lot of room up the middle, across the 15, runs into his guy. I believe that was Robinson trying to make a block that he ran into. And so that's going to bring up a 4th down, and the kicking unit will come on for the Punishers.
This is Braylon Waits, former mule rider at SAU.
So now the kicking team will come on, and that'll be the end of our first quarter. So after a quarter of play, the Punishers lead the Dragons 27-0, and we'll be back in a minute with more Punishers football on Natural State Sports. All right, welcome back as we are back here at War Memorial Stadium as we get set for the second quarter of play. And the clock is already running for some reason. I'm not real sure why, and maybe –
We all know why, Steve. It's nothing against the Dragons. Like, nothing at all.
We'll see if they reset that. I bet they don't. These officials are in the same boat. They're like, it's hot.
Well, if this keeps on going the way it is, Dragons, they got a long 3.5-hour ride back home. I know that.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Buford, he's got a good leg now. This is actually a really good kicker. And so Buford, they get it down. Kick is up, and I say that, and that one got tipped, knocked, and it was blocked. And so Dragons, maybe that's the spark they need.
A little momentum here. Got some guys jumping up and down.
On the bright side, you don't find yourself down 30-0.
Yep.
So the Dragons get a break here as they block the field goal.
Looks like they're going to keep Rawlison in here.
And that's probably the right move. Obviously, we saw the offense change tremendously when they brought Morrison in to more of definitely a run heavy. And I know that this team wants to throw the football, and once they get in rhythm, they can be dangerous.
I think they need to start running the football a little bit more. I mean, they were running the ball a lot to begin the first quarter, and they just kind of got away from it. And it's not that Rawlison's throwing some bad balls either. I mean, he's putting them in some tight windows that these guys got to catch it too.
So Rawlison now, he'll look to throw right side. Now he's got a guy caught, but met immediately.
Probably got,
That is 8, I believe. I think that's Scott Davis on that catch and maybe 2 on the play.
I don't think they gave him a favorable spot. I think he caught that at about 4 yards and then fortunately went backwards, so that's probably what happened there.
So they'll have a 2nd down and 8 here. The 22 looking to blitz, and now they will blitz. Coming off the corner.
Down low.
Rawlison tipped into the air and nearly intercepted, but incomplete. Let's see, who was that? The big linebacker got a hand on that one. That's going to be Denarius Dooley in the middle, who got his hands up and knocked that one down.
Rawlison just missed another guy streaking right down the middle. I think that was number 2 on the outside edge. Trey Dean was wide open down the numbers. Another missed communication there.
I'm going to look this up. I may be wrong, but Trey Dean may be the guy. I think he played at Arizona.
Trey Dean does sound familiar, that name.
Now, Rawlison, a lot of pressure.
Nice
Can he get away?
move.
He does as he flips the other way. Now looking to throw.
It.
20, just tips it forward, and it was not caught. It's going to be an incomplete pass as he just kind of did a little chest pass. And so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Yep, just nowhere to go right there. Tried a little flood play out of the gun, but both of the out routes right there were covered up by the defense of the Punishers, and like we just saw, Rawlison had to get out of there. It's going to be 4th down also, I think. Yeah, 4th and 9.
Is it 4th? Okay, yeah. So 4th down, and we'll see if they do the quick kick with Rawlison, which didn't do well for him the last time. I was looking here. Trey Dean's a very popular name.
The last name Dean in itself.
Yes. So there's the kick. This one's much better as it's going to take a Dragon roll. He's going to pick it up from the 32, across the 40. Oh, what a block. That's going to be a penalty. Still bringing this one back, but what a hit. Oh, man. Boy. They're going to get the illegal block there, but look at, oh, man, what a hit on the return.
See, I just don't get it, man.
Oh, that's football to a T right there. Man.
It just, and this rule's been in play now for 2 years, and it still makes me mad because that's just football, man. Unless he's going for, now I can understand if he's going for the head, head area, but even then, like, that's just a football play, man.
And I get, obviously, the safety aspect of it, but, man, you're right. I mean, that's just part of football. That was a good block, but, tough break. That was a heck of a hit.
Yeah.
My guy, my producer, William Watkins, all over the replay on that one, so doing a great job. It looks like the fans loved it as well. So, all right, so after that, the Punishers will be backed up to the 29. It'll negate the big punt return. And here we go. So Cooper, he's gone the whole way at quarterback, as we've seen some Darius Robinson at wide receiver today.
Yeah, Robinson looks like he's going to line up in the slot. Nope, never mind. He's walking out to the outside.
And now the last timeout of the day going to be called by the Punishers here as Cooper turned around and wanted a timeout to avoid the delay of game, but no timeouts left here in the first. So, boy, what an exciting first half. And I'll tell you, it is nice. And obviously the score does not reflect how good this Dragons team has been so far this year. Got to believe with a lot of football left that's going to change. But it's been nice to see just a little different level of excitement and really some good football for the most part here in this first half so far, at least good, fun football to call. How about that?
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, there's a lot of teams semi-pro football in Arkansas is really getting bigger, but there's just not a lot of teams to the Punishers level right now that are really doing what they're doing right now. I mean, they've blown a lot of people out this year and hadn't been close. And Dragons are kind of in the same boat here, but I've expected a closer game here, but Punishers came to play, and Dragons out of Winsboro, Texas, 3.5 hours away is not easy, especially in semi-pro ball.
Well, we said it, talking to Chris Goodman in the pregame, just talking about how this game kind of set up and defense. The old adage is defense wins championships, and we knew this was going to be a big-time defense against a big-time offense, and so far the Punishers' defense has obviously won the war. But we've still got a lot of football to play. We've barely played a quarter, barely played over a quarter so far in this one. So Cooper still at quarterback. Robinson's in the slot on our end of here on this side of the field with, looks like that is
Terrence Ingram.
I'm looking for the little screen to the left. He's got Robinson. That's not Robinson. Sorry, a little juke move. And was that a 6 or an 8?
8. So I think that might have been Yount from Cersei again.
Yount makes that catch and give him 4 on the play. So 2nd and 6 from the 32-yard line.
Do you think Euler will ever have a football team?
I don't think so. I think from the financial impact of it, it would be good, obviously, as we start to see games get taken out of this stadium. It would not be the worst idea in the world for Euler to benefit from that and use this as a home stadium. You're potentially going to get Arkansas State here in the future every year. But outside of that, there's no guarantees. And so it would be nice to see Euler make this a home park.
Oh, he's got the edge.
Couldn't quite get there. Now, that's an awful late hit. How do you not call that? Down on his knees, and he took a shot. That's Yount, or is that 8 or 6?
I think that might be 6.
That's 6. That's Darius Williamson. And I'm really surprised there wasn't a penalty there. I mean, he was down, obviously.
He was on both knees. I mean, he was already down, and then that's Williamson. Definitely
knee or ankle here, but he's going to jog off under his own power, so that's good to see. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 now on what really should have been a first. I'm really surprised. Official was standing right over that play when it happened, too.
Yeah, I think the Dragons might have gotten away with that right there. It was questionable.
Maybe he didn't see that his knees were. And then obviously now we're up here in the booth. We've got the windows closed, so we can't hear the whistles or anything. So maybe obviously he never blew the whistle, but it was kind of bang bang. But it's pretty obvious from here he was on his knees. All right, so 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 3. Actually.
Defensive end is offsides. I'm looking at him right now.
And no call. They didn't call it.
No call. Yep.
Now Cooper rolls. He wants to go deep, throwing it up deep. He's got Robinson down there. Robinson behind the defense. He dropped it. Oh, Darius Robinson had it at around the 20, but he couldn't hold on to it. And we'll see what the Punishers decide to do here. Looks like Buford's going to come on to punt.
Steve, if he had caught that might have been the final blow of the day, I feel like. 'Cause that right there has just been if he catches that would have summed up the Dragons, first quarter and the half of the second quarter.
Robinson's legs looked like maybe he had a little jet lag from being on a plane or something. I don't know. He couldn't keep his feet when he turned and unfortunately lost sight of the ball, dropped it, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And you're right, though, Aaron. I think good chance that could have been the dagger for this Dragons team if that ball is caught.
Tough right now. But defense able to hold on there. Even that play right there, they were able to keep the Punishers contained. Didn't really get an explosive play besides that one almost being that. So the defense of the Dragons here trying to keep them in it.
Well, they need the offense to get going on this one. If the Dragons are going to stay in this game, this feels like a moment where the offense has got to find the end zone. So Buford's set to punt this one. He'll punt it from around his 24. He'll step up. Kick is away. End over end. Short kick. Bounds down, and then it'll take a roll across the 30. Bounces back, and that's where it'll be downed, is at the 30-yard line. So that's where the Dragons offense will get things started here in the second.
Winnsboro, Texas. Do you know where that is, Steve?
I do not.
Winnsboro is about an hour and a half, I think. Let me think. Southwest. Yeah, southwest of Texarkana, like you're going to Dallas. And it's in the middle of nowhere. Like I've been there multiple times. I actually have family that lives not far from Winnsboro, and not much there. But semi-pro team, though, looking pretty good.
Yeah, well, not today.
Not today, no.
They've had a good season. So 12 minutes to go here in our half.
Got to get something going here.
He wants to go deep, throwing it deep. Down there, good coverage by the Punishers, and that was almost too easy.
Got to put more air into that ball. You know, receiver gave him some room, was running that route on the numbers like that route should be. It's a fade, so, I mean, you got to run it right down the numbers or on top of the numbers, and didn't put it enough to the outside close to the out-of-bounds mark.
I think that was Johnson on coverage as he was right there on the play. Good job there. So they'll try this again, 11:58 to go. Rollison and the Dragons as he calls out the play here. Now Rollison, and they're going to throw again. To your point, not running at all as he goes to the corner. Nice throw this time, though. Good throw.
Is that the first catch of the day for the Dragons?
I believe I think they had a catch on a little hitch route that didn't go for much. That's definitely their biggest completion of the day. That one was to number 4, Alvin Frazier on that catch.
Still trying to figure out what he's got on his legs. If anybody in the comment section knows what that is, I'd like to know, because right now it looks like he has tiger stripes on his legs.
Yes, he does. So Rollison looking, rolling to his left. He's going to throw this one up into a lot of coverage and picked off. Boy, oh boy, what a terrible decision by Rollison. Now Rollison, he's pointing at the camera. He's going the wrong way. He lost the camera. The camera's the other way. Oh, he was confused. He wanted to go celebrate in front of the camera, and he didn't know which way to go. And that was Bobo Smith Jr. No, it would have been Parks. Sorry, Akeem Parks on the interception for the Punishers. And that is, the 4th turnover, I believe, of our first half already for Rollison and the Dragons.
Never throw across your body. And I know he was rolling out to the left right there and tried to make a throw toward his sideline. But, I mean, if you're running to your sideline, I mean, you've got to be careful when you make a throw like that. He did have another guy on the other side of the field open, but, I mean, that's still even a hard throw to make. So, just trying to do a little too much right there, I think.
That was a moment, though. Eat that. Run. Just get what you can get out of it. Get out of bounds. It was a terrible throw. You had about 7 red jerseys and 1 white jersey in that area. So a terrible decision there by Rollison. And we talked Rollison up a lot in the pregame, but so far he's not gotten the job done. So Cooper, they'll hand this one off up the middle, little stutter step, and down he goes in the backfield. Play should be over, and it is.
That's Arnold, I think. Is that 2?
Yeah, that is Reggie Arnold in the backfield after the injury to Williamson.
Yeah, Arnold was the running back for A-State when they beat A&M back in, 08, 09, I believe.
I think you're right, yeah.
That was a big I remember hearing about that when I was a kid, and I was just like, who's Arkansas State? That's when I kind of figured out we had another big-time D1 team in our state.
Reggie Arnold's Reggie Arnold's a good one now.
Oh yeah,
He's
definitely.
a lot of fun to watch. So Cooper, he'll give it to Arnold again. Cooper
then.
kept it. Now Cooper runs right into the defensive end, puts a little stiff arm on him, and now he'll get the corner. And nothing going there, as that'll be no gain back to the 32, maybe a yard to the original line of scrimmage in the 33.
Yeah, that was probably the first time today that was a design run for Cooper, and I honestly like it. You know, the more you can run your quarterback in situations, I think that helps out your offense a lot.
Sideville says Dragons defense is the only reason I even want to watch anymore. Well, stick with us. Maybe the offense will get going for you.
100%.
Don't go anywhere. Make sure you share the stream. You guys hit that thumbs up button too. Give us some likes. That helps us with our YouTube algorithms and all that weird stuff that I don't understand. Cooper trying to blitz. Good job picking it up, but a throw tried to hit Arnold, but too much on it.
Yeah, I think he might have caught the sun in his eyes right there. It's like the perfect angle to the sun anyway.
So 4th down here, and I would assume we'll see Buford. We will as he trots onto the field to punt. So offensively, things have slowed down quite a bit here, which honestly, I mean, outside of the 61-yard touchdown pass, 61-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to Cooney, the offense hasn't had to do much for the Punishers so far. The Dragons defense has done a good job of really stifling anything this Punishers team wants to do on offense.
Yeah, 4 turnovers for the Dragons offense, and it's really been unforced too. I mean, they have it now. The one fumble that they did have on the quarterback, now that was forced, but then the other 3 interception throws, I think those could have been prevented. I know the first interception was actually a tipped ball, so that's another earned turnover for the Punishers. Looks like we got
There's going to be a delay of game on the Punishers here. Told you, man.
Yeah, you were spot on about this. The special teams troubles going on here in the semi-pro.
I bet they don't have a special teams coach.
They said we did apparently, but I don't think we did last year.
Yeah, they hired a guy. They paid him money for it.
Yeah.
That kick is away. Nice kick. Nice. That turned over well, and that one's going to be returnable, though, from the 31. Nope, fair catch. He was going to get lit up on that, but and fair caught. I'm trying to see that number. Is that 12?
Yeah, that was Fountain again.
And so Rollison will trot back out there again as the quarterback, and we'll see if he has a little better luck this time. So far, don't have numbers in front of me.
They can't be that good.
They're definitely not
can't
good.
Be that good.
What's he got? 3 interceptions and a fumble? Am I
yes.
right on that? So 3 picks and a fumble. And now goes under center.
Double wing here, flex bone.
Nope, fake it. Now go to the right side.
Misdirection.
See if this gets thing. Trying to get to the outside. That Punisher's defense is ready for it.
They were on top of it.
That was number 4, Frazier, on the carry.
Yeah, tried a little misdirection there out of the flex bone. You know, we've seen it twice already this game, and it actually didn't do too bad the first time they ran it, and Rollison wasn't in the game at the time. They tried to come back with it there again. Looks like they got 2 yards off of it. Like I said, man, I think the Dragons, if they start running the ball a little more, I think they could have a little more success.
I feel like that was their first run in about 10 or 12 plays. This was over the middle, big hit, but a nice job of holding on to it. Caught for the first down for the Dragons.
That's a great catch by McGinnis, man. Great catch over the middle, staying focused on the ball. And that's
McGinnis
just a lot of receivers nowadays, you see in high school, it's just tough when you make a throw like that across the middle, and they're just scared to get hit sometimes.
Now going quickly. He breaks that tackle. He may go across the 30, 25, and now runs out of bounds at the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. I believe that was Scott Davis on the catch and run for the Dragons.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier. That's another hitch route I was talking about. If you don't make a tackle, or if they have the blockers, that's could turn into a huge play, and that's a good example of what we just saw right there.
I believe that was Dean, actually. 2 and the 8 look the same up here.
That was Dean, yeah. Long hair. That's how I know it's him.
What was that? Hair. That was interesting, as they almost like a Statue of Liberty-like play as they hand this one to Tucker. He gets to the 5.
Hey, that's probably their biggest run of the day right there.
Well, and I like, too, what the Dragons are doing here is now they got an offensive lineman limping off the field. That's going to slow them down. But I was about to say they have definitely sped things up on this drive, and maybe thinking the tempo is going to be the difference as they finally start to get a couple first downs.
Yep. Looking at the sidelines for both of these teams, I mean, you can obviously tell, the Punishers have a lot more guys than the Dragons here. But, I mean, Dragons finally looking like they're ready to play here. Uh-oh.
I'm trying to get to the outside. Tucker breaks a tackle. He's got a chance across the 10. Oh, big hit inside the 10 at the 8. But that'll be a first down for the Dragons. First and goal from the 7.
Yep, Tucker's starting to get going here. He was already a big-time running back that I was kind of, I thought he was really good looking at it in pregame, and he's starting to show what he's got here now.
Again, quickly here as they go really quick, and Punishers didn't even have the guy off the field, but Tucker to the right side. Tucker up over the top, down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they're feeding Tucker right now. They got him going here, and watch a read option here between Rollison and Tucker.
I love the tempo here from the Dragons, especially with this heat. Get something going, tire this defense a little bit. Up the middle, Tucker. This one's going to be met, though, and closed down quickly.
Oh, man. Tucker's going to have to come out. His helmet came off. It's not what you want on a goal line situation like this.
I don't know if that's a rule.
It is. It's the same rule here as Tucker will come off. Coming into the game will be number 25, Darius Franklin.
Smaller set running back. Looks like he might have a little speed, though.
Now we got another offensive lineman who's got to come off the field as he lost a helmet. That's big number 55, Keaton Smith. He's going to be replaced by number 71, Vince Davis.
Looks like we got a timeout called.
Going to get an injury timeout maybe? I think that's 55 chunking stuff. Not happy. And he may have just blown chunks when he got to the sideline as well. And that may be, and he is the poor kid. That poor kid tried to take him water at the wrong time. Oh, man, that was rough. And this is part of that, though. Let's just hope, obviously, this is just some overheated and nothing more serious as he's kind of on a knee here on the sidelines as they try to pour some water on him and cool him off. But this is part of that 90-degree and 60% humidity June football that's going to start getting the guys is big.
And it's not even really the heat, man. And then everybody knows. If you live in Arkansas or Texas, you already know, like, it's really the humidity. There is one point in my life where there wasn't humidity and it was just dry heat. It wasn't that bad. It was probably 95 that day, if I can remember right. Wasn't even that bad. And the humidity, man, it's just unbearable sometimes.
Well, the difference is, there's at least there's a little bit of a breeze out there today. It's not much, a couple miles an hour. But when there's no humidity, the breeze at least feels good.
Mm-hmm.
When there's this humidity, there's no cooling off. The wind is hot. The air, everything's just nasty.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the flags right now. There's a little bit of wind coming out of the south. But other than that, it's not near enough for the bowl. People sitting in the bowl.
Rollison, he wants to throw, pump fake. Now he gets it out. Now thrown to the corner. Got a man there, but he's out of bounds. That's going to be incomplete. So he had 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah,
good job by the officials there to get that one right.
Yeah, good call there. That was a great ball, though, right there by Rollison. Might have been the best ball he's thrown all day. He threw that one like he was shot out of a cannon. And got to make that play.
Yeah, kind of tough footwork for Frazier in the corner there to make that catch.
Yeah. Probably because he's wearing Tigers on his feet.
You beat me to it. So now after all of this, it's 4th down.
Man,
goal.
You gotta. If you're a Dragon fan, you gotta be thinking. If you don't score here, man,
that's tough.
Rough.
You've taken a lot of time off the clock here. You had a great drive going until the injury.
They're bringing heat.
Rollison hands it up the middle. What are you doing as he gives it to Tucker?
Oh, my goodness.
That goes nowhere. And what a play call as the Punishers were ready. They stop him, and it's a turnover on downs, and the goal line stand works out for the Punishers, and they'll take over from the 4 first down Punishers.
And you probably agree. That might have been the worst play call of the day because, you see pre-snap, they have guys blitzing right up the middle, and I'm not putting this on Rollison at all. I'm not even close. But you've got to know, like, maybe if we run it somewhere else besides down the middle like that, it's not going to work. But I expected some type of read option right there for Tucker or Rollison. Just haven't seen it today, man. And once again, offensively, just the Dragons struggling once again.
I'm with you. I think the injuries obviously kind of killed the tempo, but I'm surprised in that scenario. You've had a couple of linemen coming in and out because of the heat. You were swapping guys in and out there. You actually had play stop because a guy got hurt. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't try to use Rollison's legs and maybe get him into the edge and then find something. You needed 4 yards there, and I don't know. Didn't really understand that play call.
Mm-mm.
And now the Punishers are going to run a guy on late. They have no timeouts.
Yeah, so if they get a delay game here, that's
it.
Sure
delay
enough.
Game, so that'll back it up to the 2.5-yard line.
If the Dragons want to get back some momentum right here, a safety would be the answer.
Would you bring the house here? Just bring them all and take your chances?
I think I would. You know, they have been throwing the ball a lot here, but I mean, in this situation, if I'm on offense, I've got to run the ball at least to get away from the goal line. So I think the Dragons might bring some heat right here. Sure enough.
They'll hand this one off. That's Arnold, and Arnold gets maybe 3 to the 3, maybe the 4. They'll give him the 4-yard line. About a yard and a half on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yep, just like I said, Dragons brought some heat there, right in there. That was number 8, the linebacker Davis coming in there. And then the other one, I think that was 25, actually, or the middle linebacker. No, 10, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't 10 either. I can't see his number.
Hard to see numbers from up here. Even though their numbers are extremely clear, it's still hard from way up here if they're turned the wrong way.
Full set.
Cooper. He'll hand this one to Arnold. Nope, Cooper kept it, looking to the
is
right side.
This is dangerous.
And he gets across the 5, so he at least makes something out of that. Gets out to the 6.
See, there's where the speed comes in for Cooper. I mean, if he didn't have that speed right there, that's probably a safety.
Yeah. So now makes this maybe a bit, man. I mean, 3rd and 9. So from the 6, let's see, that is where they spotted it. So, yeah, 3rd down, 9 yards to go from the 6-yard line.
If I'm the Punishers here, I'd probably try a short little maybe slant route or a quick out route right there. Try to get it away. Got another flag here.
This has got to be a substitute. Nope, sideline.
No, a sideline warning.
So all of that for nothing. Just makes the guy stand in the heat a little longer.
I'm impressed. They've actually got the refs talking over the loudspeakers here at War Memorial. That's impressive.
All right, so here we go as Cooper. He's got 2 running backs beside him. And now he'll
2 different running backs, too.
Split one guy out wide. I think that's 14. It comes out wide. So Cooper looking to his left. He's being pressured. Gets away from the pressure. Going to be met at the 4. He'll go down smartly as he goes down at the 3, 4-yard line. It's going to be a 2-yard loss, and that'll make it 4th down. And did we stop the clock? No, they kept it running. I thought the official called for a clock stoppage. He did, but they kept it running. Now he'll wind it up again. And so 4th down and 11 is Buford. And, again, Aaron, they've got an opportunity here to gain some momentum if you can get in here and get a piece of this.
I am bringing the house right here.
I'm with you.
Annexation of Puerto Rico right here. I mean, this is a huge opportunity here for the Dragons.
But it does look like they're setting up for a return. I'm going to tell you, part of the reason why you get delay of games on special teams is a moment like that.
Yeah.
Big man is barely making his way off, having a conversation while you're in and on the line is 20 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
Still got a guy coming. They're not going to get this thing off.
You're going to try 2 seconds. They do get it off.
Oh, that was close.
And a good kick. Going to be returnable. He wants the – did he call for the fair? Wow, dangerous job of trying to catch that. He does come up with it. He might have hurt himself diving for it, though. At the 38-yard line, Dragons are going to get great field position, but let's see if he's okay.
I think he just caught a football bruise to the ribs right there.
I'm hoping that's all it was. Yeah. And
oh, boy, do I.
He's still slow to get up here. Let's hope that this is nothing serious. That was kind of an odd play. He was in between whether or not he wanted to field it and then in between whether or not he wanted to call a fair catch. He did a heck of a job just to catch it. So as we got a moment here, we'll go back. Go back to what we were talking about earlier with 5A football, and as we were talking about with us being connected to Maumelle High School. Coach Horton and those guys are doing a phenomenal job. That team is. We talked to Coach Horton before, and I asked him. I said, "What's going to be your?" What's going to be the plan this year? And he's, as far as offensively, they lost Nathan Reyes, their quarterback from last year, who's moved on to Iowa Wesleyan, and so it's going to be kind of got to figure out who they're going to have at that position. He said it doesn't really matter. He said we're so loaded with seniors and talent along the lines on both sides that we ought to be able to do whatever we want. Mm-hmm. And so having Coach Kelly and out of 5A football right now makes it wide open. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch those guys and a lot of talent. Caleb Stroud's another big offensive lineman from Maumelle that's going to be a guy that's going to be looked at. Good pressure here on Rollison as they look now. Got a man open, though. Good job there by Rollison to keep it alive. And that is number 22, Steven Singh on the catch. And he sings his way all the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Nice pun there.
Into the red zone.
Yeah, that was a good job of Rollison right there with the footwork and keeping the play alive, doing his best little Patrick Mahomes move right there.
Even more impressive was the fact that they didn't have any linemen get downfield on that play.
Yeah.
They stayed in their spot for a nice long amount of time there to allow Rollison and Singh to get together. So now Rollison looking, throws this one. Oh, boy.
Man. Big guy almost had it again.
That's big number 1, Nick Williams. He nearly had a turnover there for the Punishers.
Former UAPB Golden Line. How about the Golden Lines this year, man? Played for a conference title for the first time, I think, since 2012.
Yeah.
And should have won it,
and
honestly.
Maybe some good things coming to UAPB here. Obviously, the football team had a great year. A great hire on the basketball side of things.
Yes.
Huge hire to get Solomon there in Pine Bluff. Now Rollison throws. That ball seemed like it come out of his hand kind of funny, but he gets that one down to the 18-yard line, 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I think he wanted Dean down the middle right there. Dean was calling for it, but, Rollison, he's made a lot of bad throws today, so he probably wasn't really confident in himself making that throw. Took the easy route, which is never a bad option.
All right, so now 3rd down and 8. And again, this is one of those opportunities to gain some momentum, get on the scoreboard. Had great field position after you held the Punishers inside the 5. You do not want to come away with nothing on this drive. Under 3 to go before halftime. Rollison looking. Nice pressure, lost the ball. Ball's out, picked up, and the Punishers are going to take this one all the way to the house for a Punishers touchdown. And that is going to be Fleming, and he just missed it by 2 yards last time. He won't miss it this time as he is celebrating in the end zones for a Punishers touchdown.
Yeah, that's your guy right there. He's been all over the place all day for this defense, and just so happened he was in the right place at the right time. And the Punishers opening it up big time here before halftime.
Wow, what a play by Cameron Fleming, and that might be the one that breaks the back of this Dragons team. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, and Rollison right there, it wasn't necessarily his fault either. I mean, he was on the run right there as soon as he got the snap, and it's just been a struggle here for the offensive line, and it's just continued here today.
Well, a great play call defensively that time by the Punishers, bringing the pressure. They were able to get in the backfield, disrupt it, and a huge scoop and score. There we go. It wouldn't come out of my mouth there. Scoop and score for the Punishers. So huge there's Rodney Moore gives us the dagger sign in the comments. And Exitefield says he's just going to get ready for work. So Buford there for the extra point. 2:40 to go in the half. Punishers lead this one 33-0. This one's up. Kick is pushed through and good. And 34-0 with 2:37 to go in the first half. I think I've said it about 14 times, I feel like, in this first half, but did not see this coming as the Punishers continue to just pour it on here in the first half. I got a text from General Manager Chris Goodman a little bit ago, and we had the conversation in the pregame about defensive touchdowns. All he said, he texted me, he said, "What did I tell you, sir?"
Yeah, and that's been the story of the day is this Punishers defense. I mean, they've done a good job of keeping Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins. Went blank there for a second. Keeping him contained, and they had that big drive there for a little bit, then 2 drives ago, and just a big time goal line stand there. Now the injuries might have had to do with that too with the Dragons, but even then, still a good job there by the Punishers, and they're cruising for a bruising right here. It's 34-0, 2:30 to go in the first half.
And unfortunately, there's no such thing as a running clock in the second half. We'd be a point away from making that happen if this was a high school game. So, boy, what a first half. What a clinic here. 5 turnovers forced by this Punishers defense. And so just congratulations so far in the first half. But, again, football is 4 quarters, 2 halves, so we still got a lot of football to play here with 32 and some change left in this one. So we'll see what happens here. is again. I don't want this to become one of those broadcasts where it's 50-0 and we keep saying, well, the Dragons need to do something here to get a little momentum. I think we're almost getting to the point where we're past that if they don't find something on this drive.
I kind of feel bad for them because you see if you look on the Punisher sideline, they've actually got somewhat of a tent, and the Dragons, they're just sitting behind the shade. Now, I think once they come out of halftime, I think the sun will be good enough behind the press box, hopefully, to let them have some type of shade. But, man, that's got to be gruesome down there.
Yeah, they're cooking right now. Buford, a little pooch kick. And this is going to be tough. Somebody's got to field it. Bounces around to the 30. It'll be picked up. Now bringing it back to the 35. No, what a hit. What a hit by number 31, Mike Morris, on the return. So he lowered the shoulder. And so maybe that's something that'll get the Dragons a little momentum. This offense has got to figure it out.
Letting them know. Hopefully, though, sometimes in these situations when really good teams like the Dragons, and I'm not saying they're going to do this, but we've just seen in situations where good teams like the Dragons are just taking a beating like this, they kind of lose their composure and start kind of, just starting some extracurricular stuff. And I hope that doesn't get to that point. And I don't think it will, but that's just something to watch out for because I know I have been a part of a lot of games that have been like that, and I just hope it doesn't get to that point.
I think both teams have enough respect for each other. Maybe we won't see that, but again, this is semi-pro. These are guys that. These are opportunities they may not get many more of, so you never know what the mentality of some of these guys are going to be once the score gets to this point. You're right. So Rollison hands this one up the middle to Tucker, and nothing going there as he is met and driven down at the line of scrimmage. Was that 82 or 81? That was and it wasn't Fleming.
Yeah, it was 82, I think. Or 83. Was it 83? No.
Hard to tell there. But either way, the Punishers stick that one in the middle. Nothing going there. Now the Dragons will get right back up. And
I think we might see the Dragons start running the football a lot more just to run down some clock.
Well, the passing game's definitely now they'll go into that little wing offense here, and they'll hand it right up the middle. Nope. Rollison's got it, and he should have handed it off.
Oh, man.
Met in the backfield. The big number 1, Nick Williams, was one of the guys back there.
Yeah, the offensive line here today toward the end of this first half for the Dragons is just kind of went non-existent. I mean, Rollison's been on the run multiple times here today, and Tucker here, as of lately, just hasn't had any open running room to make a play.
I tell you, even though you're up 34-0, if you're the Punishers, this might be one of those times where you wish you wouldn't have used all 3 timeouts already.
Yeah.
You'd have a chance to get the ball back and add a little more to it. So we'll see, although the way the defense has scored today, may not need the timeouts. Rollison, he just chucks this one up deep. Nobody there and picked off. Did he catch it? He did. Intercepted the 6th turnover of the first half, and I don't know what Rollison was doing there. He literally just flicked it up in the air, hoping somebody would catch it.
Yeah, he had some pressure coming into his face right there, so I guess he was probably just trying to get rid of it. And once again, it ended up not paying off for him.
I'm watching Rollison coming off the field here, and he just kind of ignored his coaches as he came off, and I think you might be starting to see that frustration from a team. Obviously, 6 turnovers will frustrate you anyway, but it's easy to be dejected, but that is not that's not what you want to see when your quarterback comes off the field and after throwing his 5th interception of the first half.
Yeah, especially the season that the Dragons have had. I mean, they got to be frustrated after today. I mean, especially what's going on with the success they've had all season. I mean, with them getting pounded right now 34-0, it's just rough.
All right, so 40 seconds to go in our first half, 34-0, Punishers lead, and now a penalty.
Oh, delay game again?
Delay game. Maybe the Punishers just thought the clock was running. We're trying to get us to halftime. So now they'll back this one up 5 yards, 1st and 15 from the 33, and what I was going to say before the delay of game is if I'm the Punishers, I think I'm handing this ball off one time and let's get to that air-conditioned locker room for a little bit. Now they're going to get a late lineman running onto the field. And is there for a moment. The Punishers had number 7, Terrence Ingram, lined up as their in man on the line now hit hard as they did just hand it off.
And I think that's probably going to be the last play of the first half.
It should be. I can't imagine the Dragons will want to drag this out anymore. And I think you're right. They are, as the Punishers are pointing to the locker room, and they're going to be content with headed to the locker room. And why wouldn't you be? The Punishers absolutely dominate our first half of play, 34-0, 6 turnovers. We have 4 defensive touchdowns or 3?
I believe
I'm trying to
4.
remind myself. 4 defensive touchdowns, a 61-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to Cooney. And, boy, what a first half. So give us a bit. We'll catch our breaths here as we pay a few bills at halftime. We'll be back, and we'll discuss the first half and get ready for the second half of play. This is Arkansas Punishers football on Natural State Sports. Pizza, home of the best thin crust pizzas in Central Arkansas. And it's not just pizza. Come see us for Wing Mondays with 89-cent wings and $10 pitchers, $2 Tuesdays, $2 off a 14-inch pizza and $2 draft beer, Wacky Wine Wednesdays, a half off your bottle of wine, and daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Come see us at one of our 3 Central Arkansas locations, 9709 Maumelle Boulevard in Maumelle, 4830 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock, or 10912 Colonel Glenn Road in Little Rock. Order online at www.ampiepizza.com. All right, folks, welcome back as we are back here at War Memorial Stadium as I think both teams maybe got lost in the air-conditioned locker rooms. Although I am curious. I didn't go down there and look earlier, Aaron, but I did. But I'm curious where the Dragons are actually getting dressed because the locker rooms down here are being renovated. And they're not even locker rooms right now. They're all boarded up.
No.
So I'm wondering, the Punishers have used the visitors' locker room all year. But I'm kind of curious.
Surely they're not just dressed in a concrete hall down there.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me. We did a Maumelle game earlier this year, or last year, where the other team they parked their buses side by side so the team could get dressed outside because they don't have visitors' locker rooms there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's that was an interesting setup. The Pulaski County Special School District paid all that money to build a very, very nice press box. Yeah. It is a beautiful facility, but they spent all the money and couldn't. I think the first 4 or 5 years the school was there, they didn't even have visitor stands. Yeah, and so everybody came and sat on the home side. And I believe it was a Valonia game a few years ago. They had some issues between fans, and so they finally brought in stands to the other side. But they still don't have any setup for the visitors to get ready.
That's just a dumb setup. Like I know I've seen a lot of schools that don't have visitor seats and will just build massive like home stands where everybody can sit. But even then, I'm just like, dude, like how do parents not get pissed off with each other? Like I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, ugh.
Well, the craziest part about that too is there were some opportunities for some money to be pumped in to Maumelle High School to help with some of that. But with the way that things work, fairness, let's just put it that way, fairness between other PCSSD schools, they would not allow a certain very well-known member of the Oak Grove football community to donate a large chunk of money to the football program because they've said it would be unfair that other schools didn't get the same. And so, unfortunately, that didn't happen. So they're still kind of waiting. But then you look again across it, and this is not a dig at PCSSD at all. I think PCSSD does a phenomenal job, and they've done a good job with the programs that they have. Obviously, Little Rock Hall is going to be falling out of that, but you've still got Pulaski Robinson and Sylvan Hills. And, Sylvan Hills is in desperate need of a press box as well. But on the flip side of that, they probably got one of the nicest high school basketball arenas in the state right now. It's definitely going to rank up there with Hot Springs as well as Little Rock Christian in terms of what they've got there. So, the facilities across the board in PCSSD are getting much better. We're seeing that in Little Rock School District as well. And those are things we need, for these guys to have opportunities and to continue to grow and really for football in general in the state of Arkansas to get better. We need schools in Little Rock to start producing players again. We need these kids out ready for football. The building Southwest High School, and that facility is phenomenal. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to be there, but the facilities there are absolutely phenomenal. And so, hopefully we get to see more of that. Obviously, this is the home of Little Rock Parkview during football season, so be excited to see what those guys can do again this year. But, a lot of good football in Little Rock, and we're starting to see the school districts really start kind of pumping money into them. So that's good to see for future, hopefully, talent coming out of the Little Rock area.
Yeah, because like you said, it's always good when Little Rock is producing D1 talent. Like James Joyner, the quarterback's name, I can't remember his name, the kid from Parkview.
You would say that right now and throw me off. Will, help us out.
What's his name, man?
Huh? Outley's the tight end. Landon Rogers, thank you.
Yes, talented kid, man. I enjoyed watching him and a lot of highlights they did. But yeah, like you said, Little Rock is, I think, I'm not saying undiscovered, but just a hotbed of talent that just has kind of gone dormant for the past decade, I would say. And it is good starting to see, athletes starting to come out of Little Rock and Arkansas. The University of Arkansas coming out and trying to pick and peel back some of these really good athletes that Little Rock has.
So, not to cut you off and go, but we've got a discussion happening down here The officials are meeting with the coaches, and something that caught my eye is our main camera, our secondary field camera, my brother's running. He has already taken it and set it up right in front of the trophy. Surely we're not calling this game at the half, but I think we might be.
Did they just call the game?
I'm not sure what just happened, but I believe that might be what just happened. The coach for the Punishers and the coach for the Dragons just met, shook hands. Now our officials, well, they're going to their places. Like maybe we are going to play it. Maybe they've agreed to play with a running clock here in the second half.
Yeah, that was just about to say that. I think that might be what they're discussing.
And it may be the smart thing to do with this heat. I know, obviously, you want to be able to play 4 quarters, and you don't ever want to be accused of quitting.
Human lives come first.
Yes.
Like that's and well-being too. So
let's see. We'll try to get. I'll see if Chris will text me. Maybe we'll get an explanation here once he gets an explanation. But it might be that we'll see a little bit of a mercy rule in the second half. But we will see here. So as soon as we have word, something definitely happened.
Yeah, because both coaches were talking and they just shook hands. So something, or unless they might have been hashing out something. Who knows? I mean, there might have been a disagreement somewhere and they might have been just hashing it out.
I don't know. I may have gotten thrown out. Like I said, our field camera, he went straight to the trophy like he had words that this was over. And he was ready for the trophy presentation. But now it looks like we are going to play football. So we look like we are ready for the second half. And so as we get things started, 34-0, Punishers lead. And ready to kick the ball off here. I tell you, though,
that's a massive trophy. I'm sitting here looking at it. And it's pretty big.
I think they've got a couple of player of the game plaques as well.
Oh, so that's why it looks big.
Maybe so. So here we go. We are ready for the second half as the Punishers will get the ball to start the second half. There's the kick. Going to be returnable from the 16. Bring this back across the 25. That's number
Jones.
Across the 30. 35. Gets a block. Waits for him. 40. 45. Across midfield. If he stays in bounds, he's got a chance. Oh, they said he stepped out of bounds back at the 49-yard line across midfield. And so finishing it out, who'd you say that was? Was
Braylon Jones, I believe, because the other number 2 is Arnold.
Yeah, so. You're right. So Braylon Jones, he was kind of the up back on that on the short kick, and he brings that one all the way back to the 49-yard line, and that's where the Punishers will get started in the second half.
Jones, another former UAPB Golden Line on this roster. There's quite a few UAPB guys that are on this Punishers roster.
I'm looking. I think that was the decision that was made. Our clock has not stopped running after that kick return. So either our clock operator has decided he's not going to push the button anymore, or that was the determination between the coaches. Again, remember, these aren't large rosters. This isn't like these guys brought 40 guys to play in this game or 50 guys to play in this game, and you start getting a bunch of guys cramping up, and you, like you said, health and safety is the number one priority here.
Yeah, this almost like I'm looking at the sideline now. There's a bunch of Dragons sitting down next to the wall on the sideline, but I mean, even then, it looks like one of these high school games where you see like a 4A school play a 2A school or one of those type deals.
Now we're having another discussion here.
I think we're waiting on the chain gang.
We have a broken chain. Maybe we got a broken chain. Nope. I'm not real sure what's going on.
Well, it looks like the cheerleaders have made it back out on the field.
I think you're right, though. I don't think they had everybody for the chain gang.
No.
Somebody took an extra long water break.
I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah. Hey, we're in heaven up here, sitting up here in this air-conditioned booth, so no doubt there. So it looks like now we're set as the chains get set, and it'll be 1st and 10 Punishers at the 49-yard line. I believe, is that Williamson back in the game? Yeah. I believe. So that's good to see for the Punishers. So Cooper still in at quarterback. He's gone the whole way. Hands this one off to the left side. And Williamson fumbled the ball, and looks like the Dragons are going to recover it, and they do. So that's a big start for the Dragons here in the second half to get the turnover, and maybe that'll spark them to get things going here in the second half.
So if the Dragons score, I mean, the clock pretty much goes back to normal. Am I correct?
That I don't know. I don't know if there was some sort of agreement to let the clock just run.
Maybe it'll just stop like on timeouts and out of bounds and plays or something.
My computer just died, yo. That was fun.
It did. It's kind of frozen. Oh.
It's not our stream, I don't think. I think that's just my computer.
It's like going to line up in a flex bone set again.
So Rollison's still in there. He'll hand the shot, tosses to Tucker. Whoa, boy, nice.
Missed that one.
Boy, he was coming like a missile. And Tucker's still up. He's still on his feet, dragging guys to the 45-yard line.
Just short of the first down, bud. But I love the tenacity there. You know, down 34, just keep playing, man. I mean, just at this point, just try to have as much fun as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a little demoralizing as a team. You come out after the half and then have a discussion, and you're down so big that they've decided to almost, like I said, use the mercy rule on you. So maybe that changes the mentality of these guys. So Rollison, he wants to go deep. Throws this one over the middle, got him and caught, and going to be taken down at the 31-yard line is number 4.
It's number 4, Alvin
Frazier, thank you.
I'm not a big semi-pro guy, but, I mean, if the Dragons were to come back and win this would easily have to be the biggest comeback in semi-pro football history, I think, depending on how long semi-pro's been around.
All right, so now the Dragons moving, 12:22 to go. Rollison looking to throw, got a man on the little hitch to the right. Ball's going to be caught and taken down at the 33-yard line for a gain of 5.
This is very similar to the drive we saw before halftime was over, or 2 drives before halftime was over. The Dragons were moving down the field pretty well, and then all of a sudden they had 2 guys go down, and it just kind of ruined it. So hopefully that didn't happen here for them.
Definitely not the same tempo we saw in that drive, but you're right. They're definitely trying to move quickly. Now Rollison will hand it to Tucker. Tucker up the middle or the right side. He's going to be met. Maybe gets 2 more out of this down to the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
I said it earlier on in the game. Tucker's he's a big dude running the ball here. So, I mean, looks like we've got a
timeout, Punishers, I believe.
Looks like we have a disagreement going on the Punisher sideline over there. No, they did call a timeout.
They did call a timeout.
I don't think they were supposed to, though, because I see a couple coaches saying, what are you – I think they're – I don't know.
Might have been one of those moments. Maybe he's I need a timeout, coach. It's hot. The officials are like, we don't want timeouts. Let that clock run. So 11:39 to go here as still 34-0. Punishers lead as we sit here and await the timeout. And we'll see if the Dragons can capitalize off the first turnover of the day by the Punishers. What if we had just a tell of 2 halves? 6 turnovers by the Dragons in the first half, 6 turnovers by the Punishers in the first half. And
I don't know. I don't know if the Dragons could do what the Punishers did, though, put up 34. I don't know. I haven't seen enough to really think that they could do that.
Especially not with a running clock. That's going to make it pretty tough.
Another slot formation here.
3rd and 4 as Rollison drops. Pressure coming, throwing deep into double coverage. I don't know what he was thinking there, as that one is overthrown in the back of the end zones, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
I think he might have thrown that in the wrong place because Dean was breaking out. Looked like he was about to start running a flag route, and I think he might have actually would have broken open if he'd have gotten outside of that outside defender. But you see Dean over there pointing to the other side, and sure enough, he had a wide open guy in the end zone down here close to us on the left side of the screen.
You might be right because it is stopped with 11:32 now. And now another timeout here as the Dragons couldn't get lined up, so timeout there.
How you good? Timeout off timeout. Come on, Brett.
Annie Emsweller asked, when does the mercy rule get put into effect? So as far as I know, there's not really a mercy rule, but there was a conversation prior to the second half getting started, and when the Punishers have the ball, the clock was running. Now that the Dragons have the ball, the clock is not running, although we have had some timeouts and other things to stop the clock since the Dragons have taken over. But So far to this point, I'm not 100% sure what the rule is here. I don't believe there's a mercy rule unless the coaches agree on something.
All right, Dragons, if they want to keep, I think they could probably have a chance of putting up 20, maybe, if they get a touchdown right here, because I think that'll help their momentum a lot. But they're still going to have to do a lot on defense to keep this offense contained.
So now Rollison, he's looking here, 4th down. Remember, you just need 4. He throws this one up into coverage, and boy, again, you needed 4, and you see you're pointing it out too. And
he actually had 2 guys. You had Tucker, the running back, out in the flats. I mean, he was kind of the dump down guy. But Dean, once again, man, your best is so far today. I think Dean might be their best player, their best receiver. So if that's the case, I mean, I'm trying to go to Dean as much as I can. But once again, another positive drive by the Dragons, stopped short here by the Punishers.
I think that was an opportunity too. Like you said, you had Tucker open as your check down, and you only needed 4 yards. And instead of going for the first down, he kind of tried to go for it all, and that results in a turnover on downs. And so the Punishers will take over. 11:26 to go in the third, and we'll see just how things go here if the clock is running. I'm still trying to work on an answer there as far as what that conversation was about. So Punishers take over, and now we have another stoppage.
Delay game.
And so things.
I will say this. I don't think I've ever seen so many delay of games in my life.
I think I've said that every time we've done one of these games, and I'm just going to go back to the blaming it on the fact that these guys get very limited opportunities to practice.
Oh, yeah. These guys practice at least maybe even if 2 times a week. So, I mean, it's oh, wow.
Arnold took a shot and still gets 3 out of that to the 23-yard line.
But like I said, this is nothing compared to what they did in high school. I mean, you're out there in high school every day. And so, I mean, it'd be different if it was a high school team doing this. I mean,
you would still hope that you could get guys out there to line up every time.
Yeah.
That's the most basic that you need. You should have formations. You should have play sets. You should be able to get everybody out there lined up. But, again, talking to Chris Goodman in pregame, they're looking to hire 2 more coaches for next year, and that'll probably help with that situation as well. Mm-hmm. So Cooper, he's looking. He wants. That is Arnold who dropped it, and maybe.
Oh, they're going to say.
No, okay. I was about to say somebody needs to blow a whistle. Oh, now we're going to get some extracurriculars if they don't stop the play.
Yeah, the line judge down here, he was calling it incomplete.
He was, but literally not one other striped shirt on the field was doing anything.
No. Mm-mm. I mean, that was clearly a forward pass right there. I mean, he was. I think it was anyway.
It was, yeah. I thought clearly it was. I mean, I thought incomplete. I was almost thinking maybe Arnold dropped it on purpose because when he looked up, there was nothing but white shirts in front of him. It wouldn't. I think he probably would have lost yardage if he did catch it anyway. So I'm venturing to guess that the running clock thing was not what they talked about because the clock is stopped right now, unless maybe they're going. Maybe they said if we get above 30 over, they're ahead by more than 35, like the high school rule. I don't know. So, again, trying to get an answer there. But
I mean, the Dragons kind of showing some life here, so let's see what they got. Oh, big throw.
And we've got a flag. I don't think that play ever counted. Cooper looked like he wanted a screen and then rolled to the left.
Yeah, false start.
So that'll back them up 5 more, and it'll make it 3rd and 17. So, again, appreciate everybody joining us here on Natural State Sports. If this is your first time being a part of our broadcast on Natural State Sports, just want to say thanks. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss out on our future events. We cover a lot of different things. We've got some high school football coming for you. We've maybe got a few other things down the pipeline that could be coming. So just make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching on Facebook, again, appreciate everybody joining us. Make sure you like the page. So Cooper, he's ready, looking to his right side. Thought about going deep. Now still in the pocket. Throws deep. Got a man down there. That's Kelly Brew. Overthrew, tipped off the legs, and all of that ends up being nothing as the ball's on the ground and incomplete. Kelly Brew
had a chance to intercept that right there. Number 31, I think that was Morris, had a chance. It bounced off of Kelly Brew's legs. And had a chance to bounce in his hands, couldn't hold on to it though.
Safety did a good job to knock that ball down. Like you said, almost kept it in play for an interception, but the Dragons get the stop. So 10:01 to go. We've seen a little life from them offensively. If they can just complete a series here, this could be a new ball game. I mean, this might also be the perfect time to run a fake fair catch punt return. Those teams from North Texas are aware of those.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Hopefully Arkansas has looked at film of that a few times. So now we're ready. I think they're going to get this one off without a delay of game. Looky there. 10 seconds to spare. Well, they were coming for it.
It was close. A lot of bounce.
Bounces now, turns the other way, and this will be downed at the 47-yard line, and that is where the Dragons will take over. And you made the point in the first half that the shade will start to help this Dragons team, and the shade has finally made its way to their sideline, so maybe that'll help with some of the cramping and other issues going on over here on the Dragons sideline.
Like I said, it's tough, especially in War Memorial. I mean, this is such an old stadium, and the way the wind and the airflow, it just kind of rolls down the bleachers here in this bowl. So, I mean, it's kind of turns into a pressure cooker down there sometimes.
Rollison did a great job there just to find the open man. He had a lot of pressure, did a good job manipulating the pocket, and gets it over the middle, and that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, seeing the receiver there for Northeast Texas, I mean, he caught the ball, wasn't looking to juke. I mean, he's trying to get upfield, and he's trying to get some yards right there, trying to run over the safety.
That was Singh again with the catch. I believe that's his second catch of the day. So now right back on the line of scrimmage here are the Dragons, and Rollison's got everybody set. He's looking, surveying up over the middle. Oh, should have been caught by Singh as he dropped it. Kind of alligator armed that one. I think he might have thought somebody was coming across the middle.
Well, he had a Dean coming up behind him, and I don't know. I couldn't really tell if that was to Dean or to Singh, but, I mean, both of them were crossing at the same time.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of delay over here on my screen from my YouTube feed, and it looked like that was definitely intended for Singh. I think Dean was a little too far across the field, but you're right. Had both guys in the same area.
Oh, a little draw.
And a good call here as Tucker's got room across the 25, inside the 20, still dragging guys. Now going to get some help from his lineman, and now the Punishers will turn him around, and he'll be taken down at the 16-yard line, but a big gain there, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Dragons at the 17-yard line.
Big play there. That was another draw play. The first time we've seen that today. I think they need more of that. The draw play, it's a huge play for some football teams. And right there, it's kind of almost a trick play sometimes. You know, Corey Rollison, stood up almost like a Statue of Liberty play, but good run right there by Tucker.
Well, and to your point too, I mean, they're expecting pass down 34-0 right here, so maybe you got to mix in some runs here and take some pressure off of Rollison. So they'll run another one here. I think that's going to be a gain of 3 down to the 19-yard line. So 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, I'd keep it coming. The read option here, maybe an RPO. Of course, who knows what their playbook looks like, but
now Punishers looking to be a little confused on some of their substitutions. They'll hand this one to Tucker again. Tucker, that was RPO as he stuck it in there. Tucker holds on to it. He's got a 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal, Dragons at the 5.
Once again, giving it to Tucker, letting him play here, letting him run the ball down the Punisher's throat. They just got to finish the drive here. I mean, I think if they can finish this drive, they'll have a little bit of momentum going into the end of this quarter in the 4th.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity. I mean, maybe we've overstated the idea of the Dragons needing momentum, but this is huge. 1st and goal from the 5. You've been here once before, got turned away. Rollison throwing, double coverage, fade route, got his guy tipped away, incomplete in the corner of the end zone. And I think he may be hurt. Was that 4? Was that Frazier, I think? Nope, that's Dean who's slow getting up, but he's up.
Like I said earlier, that's in my opinion, their best receiver, so they're going right to him here again. I like the play call. I mean, one-on-one situation right there. I mean, it was double covered to start out with, but at the end, I mean, they were in the corner battling out. I mean, good ball there from Rollison. Just got to make the catch there, I think.
Dean comes off the field. He's going to come over here and get some water and try to walk off that little. They'll hand this one up to Tucker. Tucker is met as this Punisher defense stiffens up in the middle. As that was number 8, Denarius Dooley, who turned Tucker around the other way.
Just looks like, man, this Punisher's defense is just a different animal. I mean, when they get so far today in the red zone, they've been perfect, 3 for 3, and once again they have a chance here to go 3 or 4 and out probably.
They seem to really thrive in that almost phone book style setup here once you get in this small portion of the field. And a lot of that is strength. A lot of that is just will and want and strength. And so far, when you can't spread the field out as much, things get condensed, and that's what happens. So Rollison looking. Now over the middle. Got a man in the back of the end zones, but throw was behind him. Oh, and he just about.
Holy cow.
You saw that.
We almost had a Carlos Boozer situation here again. Holy cow.
Oh, man, that was close.
Wow, he took a swing. Man, that would have been really bad.
Yeah. I know he was frustrated, but, boy, you got to know where you are because he just about knocked that official out.
Cleaned his clock, man. Jeez.
That'd have been something. Bet that'd have made a few highlight reels across the screen.
Oh man, that might have went viral on TikTok, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, Rollison now overthrew him in the back of the end zones. And just like that, the Dragons cannot complete the drive, and they'll be shut down at the 5. Turnover on down, and the Punishers will take over with 6:19 to go in the third.
There's a crow flying in front of us, and I think he's trying to call off the dogs here.
That's the second time he's made this. Yeah.
Oh, Will.
Man.
Will with the people's elbow off the top rope. Oh, man.
Oh, man. All right. So I was really hoping the Dragons would score there. I keep waiting for something to happen for the Dragons.
I'll say this. I'll give you guys a shout out. If you like watching this game or you like the Natural State Sports, you need to go back and watch Lake Hamilton and Sylvan Hills semifinal game last year. I watched that game at a Glen Rose playoff game, and I was more interested in the Lake Hamilton game than I was the Glen Rose game. That was an awesome game.
I appreciate it. That game was a lot of fun. Probably one of the most fun games I've called in terms of high school. As this is Arnold up the middle, as Arnold gets 4, maybe 5, as they're going to give him the 10. Yeah, that broadcast really kind of helped get the Natural State Sports name out there, I think.
I would agree.
I know it helped get us it got us nominated and made us a finalist for a Sully Award, which was really cool to even be mentioned in that in our first year as a broadcast company, and to be nominated and a finalist for a Sully Award was a massive blessing. We appreciate Steve Sullivan, David Basil, and all the folks that put that whole thing together. I hate that it was a pandemic year and we didn't get to go to the banquet and enjoy that, but we were honored to even be mentioned as a nomination for that. Don't put any pressure on me, Will. So the Punishers letting the clock run here. They have really gotten deliberate in the third. Oh, boy, big hit on Arnold. Cooper kept it. He comes around the corner, and he'll run out of bounds to save himself at the 8 or
Good
7
RPO, man.
yard line.
Arnold, he's bending over after that one. He took a shot. Talking about those two teams, like Hamilton and Sylvan Hills, they're both 6A. Sylvan Hills, man, they shocked everybody last year, especially me.
And they're going to be even better this year, I think.
And that, what's the head coach's name? I am not good with names, man. Not good. Not good with names at all.
He just came there, too. And I was just there. I was there for a team camp a couple weeks ago.
But I'm ready. I'm interested to watch those guys. I'm going to try and get out to their game this year eventually.
Yeah, they got that kid out of Texas that transferred in.
Yeah, and with the offense that Sylvan Hills runs, I'm telling you.
Well, we get to see them right off the bat, week 0. Maumelle at Sylvan Hills to open the year.
Will told me about that.
In week 0. That's going to be one heck of a ballgame. We're going to learn a lot about both of those teams to open the season. So timeout here called by the Punishers as they couldn't figure out what they wanted to run. And so we got a little break in the action here with 4:46 to go in the third quarter. And but yeah, week 0, as I know we've talked a lot about Maumelle, but in 5A football, but week 0 is going to be interesting with that matchup. And then I'll say this though, I think the one thing that could trip up Maumelle this year was with the loss of the Hall game. You pick up the game against CE Bird in Shreveport. But what that does is it takes away their bye week. They play 10 consecutive weeks from week 0 to week 9. Their only bye is week 10.
Oh, wow.
So if there's anything that could really sneak up and get Maumelle this year outside of a good team like Little Rock Christian or another great 5A team this year, the fact of not having that a bye week at any point in the season until the season's over is going to be tough on Maumelle this year.
Sounds like a small school schedule right there, because a lot of small schools, 4A and 3A, now especially, they don't get any bye weeks anymore with all the teams they have in these conferences. And then you've got 2A2 losing teams to 8-man football too, so they're now you'll have teams going 2 weeks now without playing games unless they can find somebody.
Well, and the big thing too is I lost my train of thought here as we get ready to start back to play. So Cooper looking to the left side, he short-armed it. That's going to be short, and that'll bring up 4th down. Yeah,
he threw that ball with his shoulders open and just not very lazy with the ball right there. But I mean, he's done a pretty good job of backing his stuff up today, I would say. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, the other thing with that Maumelle schedule is they've got 2 short weeks as they play 2 games on Thursday nights, including that trip to Shreveport. So that trip to Shreveport is a short week. We were looking at their schedule, and let me get back over here, and I'll pull that back up. Let's see. But, yeah, so Maumelle, we could pull some other high school schedules up too, but Maumelle opens the season at Sylvan Hills, week 1 against Robinson. Then they go to Valonia, to CE Bird, to Little Rock Christian before finally getting beat. That ball was almost blocked. That punt was nearly blocked, but got it away. Buford just does get it away. It's going to roll down to the 40-yard line, across the 40, and it'll be down there at the 40-yard line, and that's where the Dragons will start their 3rd possession of the second half, down 34-0 with 4:28 to go in the 3rd. I'm looking at our comments over here. Terry Paxton says she's watching from her couch and that the Dragons are confusing her. She sees them on the field, but not on the scoreboard.
That's a pretty good way of putting that. I hope the couch is nice and cool.
Just a shameless plug here. Terry is my cleaning lady. So my house better be good and clean, because when I left, she was cleaning it. So,
oh, man. Terry, I'm praying for you if it's not clean.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
So Rollins looking, quick throw to the right, got his man. If he breaks it, he's got a chance across the 30 and just falls out of bounds.
Hey, man, you got to stop the clock somehow. That's a good catch and run.
The clock didn't stop.
It didn't even stop. Didn't even stop.
Man!
Must have done the classic, got down in bounds, but then slide out of bounds.
All right, so 1st down, good play there for the Dragons to pick up about 12. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Rollins looking, throwing, same play, other side. Got a man, broke it free inside the 15, and I think they said he stepped out at the 17-yard line. It'll be enough for a 1st down.
Oh, my goodness. The clock is still going.
Boy.
Man, just another example of the Dragons, man. They had a chance right there. You got to stay in bounds and score that touchdown, man.
If you're, I did ask Chris Goodman, and as of right now, there's no agreement to have a running clock that he was aware of. So I'm curious. I mean, if I'm the Dragons coaches here, unless there's agreement we're not aware of, why are you not saying something here? You've lost a lot of time.
I don't know. There's got to be something, because they're chilling on the sideline right now. One guy's got his hands on his hips, and the other just got their arms crossed.
I mean, it's almost gotten to the point where this feels like a spring game.
Mm-hmm.
So Rollinson looking, he wants to throw to the left side, and that's not a good throw. He didn't set his feet, just kind of flicked it out there to Sing, and that's incomplete. And now the clock does stop with 2:53 to go in the 3rd.
I'm so confused with the clock operation right now. Like, what's going on here?
Annie says, you guys cover high school games too. We do. We actually, last season, we got our start with our Natural State Sports Games of the Week. So if you scroll through our YouTube channel, you'll see every one of those games. I think we ended up doing, 14 games? Yeah, too many. No, it's never too many. But we'll be bringing all, if you if you like high school sports, and you can follow on Facebook, the Maumelle Sports Network. We are the producers of that, and we'll be bringing you all of Maumelle High School's football games this year. You'll get to see a couple big-time D1 prospects on the field every Friday night and some Thursdays.
You got to delay a game here.
So delay a game. That'll make it 2nd and 15 here, and Dragons are going the wrong direction. So Rollison, he gets the snap. He's looking, throwing over the middle. Got a man wide open. Touchdown, Dragons. So Frazier. And so
that was number 4, Frazier with the catch and touchdown. Rollison might have been his best throw of the day right there.
Y'all don't pay attention to me giving my wife hell over there for missing that. I can do that. She's my wife.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dragons fans, for the touchdown not being there. It was all her fault. She just looks at me and shrugs her shoulder. That's the answer I get every time.
Dragons finally get on the board. A little seam route down the middle, and Frazier was able to cut through both of the safeties on both sides there, and really good throw there by Rollison too.
Well-designed play, absolutely. So extra point pending. Gets it up, kick is up, and I think he missed it left, and he did. Line drive, no good. So that means if they do complete the comeback, they can only tie it at this point.
Oh, my word. Okay, so you can't see it right now, but one of their coaches has an immaculate beard, like chest beard I'm talking.
Wow.
It's the taller guy with the khakis right there. I don't know if
the Punishers coach, we used to have a Punishers coach with a fantastic mullet. I think he has since gotten rid of the mullet, but he did have a phenomenal mullet.
Got a clipboard.
Yeah, lots of people have mullets. I'm not allowed to talk about their mullets, but
it's back for some reason. I don't know what occurred to make it come back, but
that is one heck of a beard.
Wow.
You are right.
Like
that is wow.
I wish we could get a picture of that. But.
Yeah, we might have to figure out a way for one of our camera folks to get down and get that beard, because that's pretty phenomenal. All right, so 2:46 to go in our third. It's 34-6. Punishers lead as the Dragons finally found the end zone for the first time today. And now we'll see if they come out with a little more intensity on defense and try to shut down this Punisher offense again here in the second half. You guys be sure. I see Terry let us know she's watching from her couch. I'm curious where everybody else is watching from today, so feel free to drop in the comments where you're watching from. Now ready to kick this one off. Line drive kick, going to be returnable by the up man as he bounces that one around. Now looking to bring it back from the 20, 25. Quick. Gets across the 30. What a block in there. 35. Another big block. And that one's going to get the flag.
I was waiting on it.
I'm watching the delay. That was a good block. That one, oh boy, a couple of big hits there. Going to have some highlight reel blocks, the second of which is going to cost them 15.
Got a little update here from the shootout of the South, right down about a mile from us. Looks like Warren and PA are both playing in semi-games, so big time there. A couple Arkansas schools.
Yeah, I see Bryant went 5-0 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, are they ever going to be bad again?
With James, with Buck James at the helm of Bryant, I don't ever see Bryant falling off ever again.
It was an incredible hire by them, and,
yes.
and nothing against guys like Patton and Callie who were there before him, but you know, I had personal experiences with Coach Patton, not one of my favorite people. I had personal experiences with Coach Callie. My brother played for Coach Callie. Coach Callie's a phenomenal coach. But they definitely went to a different level when they hired Buck James.
And if you remember, you know, beginning of the 2010s decade, I mean, James was actually the head coach of Camden Fairview.
Right.
And he had some of those teams that played here against Batesville, I think 3 years in a row, and those two teams went back and forth.
Now Cooper, he thought about throwing deep pump fakes, and it's going to be caught. and taken down. Ooh, that's going to be a tough knee right to the kidney. That's got to feel terrible as he's down at the 25, slow to get up.
It's a great tackle, though. There was a couple of times, when the Punishers were on defense, they missed the same exact tackle.
Yeah.
And that's been key here for the Dragons on defense. I mean, they've actually shown up here to play some defense here in this third quarter. They haven't allowed a touchdown yet. So,
I believe that was Cooney on the catch to get them 4.
Oh, coming in motion, kind of trying to figure out where he's going.
So now Cooper, again, gone the whole way at quarterback. And he'll hand this one off. Is that Cooney, I think, trying to get the corner? It's not Cooney, as he is, whoever that is, met.
3 white jerseys right there.
That was number 3. That was Alvin. So Alvin on that one goes nowhere. They actually lose a yard. So 1:15 to go here in the third. And this will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Steve, here's a little pop quiz for you. If you look at the Dragons logo, there's one team in Arkansas that has the same logo. What's the other team?
He beat me to it.
Not Junction City. It's surprisingly not Junction City.
Okay. That would have been my first guess.
It is South Arkansas, though. It's South Arkansas.
Who else is down there that's a Dragon?
It's a 3A school.
No, not Garden. I don't know. That's a good one. Cooper.
Cooper
He's
using the
going
legs.
to take up against nothing.
Using the legs again.
He'll go out of bounds, maybe 2 yards on the play. Again, clock is not stopping. And they'll be able to run the entire third quarter out here if they want.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen here.
There's got to be an agreement because the officials are even looking at the clock, and they're not saying to stop it at all. There's got to be an agreement that we're not aware of.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run the clock out here. 11 seconds to go. Yeah, that question is for the people in the comment section, or the people that are watching too. There's only one. If you look at the Dragons logo that we have up there on the scoreboard, there's only one other team in the state of Arkansas that has the same logo. A hint, they are a 3A school, and they are in South Arkansas. They're actually about 20 minutes east of Texarkana.
Oh, now you're kind of giving it away almost.
Well, it's a really small. It's that no, not not Lafayette. They're the Cougars, I believe. I've got one of my friends that actually coaches down there.
Well, what is that?
Mountainburg is northwest.
Is it Genoa Central?
Genoa Central.
I was about to. It wouldn't come to my. It was not coming to my. I used to live in Texarkana for a short time, so when you said that, I was like, it's got to be.
Yep.
Okay, because I knew I was thinking small school, and the name wasn't coming to me. But yeah, Genoa Central.
Genoa Central. Yeah, talk about a baseball school, son. They were kind of down this year, but man, they're a tradition-rich baseball school.
Well, so I was going to let the folks in the comments try to get it, but as I said here, we asked people to say where they're watching from. So far, I've not got anybody from Arkansas. I've got California.
Oh, wow.
I've got Atlanta, Georgia. Terry's watching from Arkansas. That I do know. But Atlanta, Georgia in the house for sure. Annie Emsweller that punt is away. And out of bounds at around midfield.
Shank.
Annie Emsweller is watching in her bed in front of the fan on level 3. So can't blame her there. I'd probably have a fan on me here if it wouldn't come through the headset.
Prescott.
So West Memphis, Bryant, and Prescott on Facebook.
Played a couple games against Prescott.
Someone from the
Outhouse in the Ozarks. All right.
Hope you're having fun up there. It's a beautiful place in the Ozarks.
Cooper, Texas. And Annie is from Pine Bluff. She's a fiance of a Punishers player. So we're going to have the wedding sometime in War Memorial Stadium, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here for a wedding before. They do weddings here.
They do weddings here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been here for one.
Wow. That's wild.
I think my son was like 2. But yeah, a few years ago. All right, so here we go. Dragons as we get the fourth quarter underway. 14:43 to go. First down.
Bringing the heat.
Rollison looking. Oh, got tattooed from the backside, and that ball's going to come up short of its intended target, and that'll bring up a second down and 10. That was big number 1, Nick Williams, in there putting the pressure on Rollison.
Wow. There's a little update from the CWS going on right now. 22,000 plus in attendance for a college baseball game. That's 95 degrees in Omaha.
It is wild, and I heard. Now I have not confirmed this, but I heard that they got rid of the GA seating in Omaha this year.
Really?
That it's all reserve seating.
Oh wow!
I'll tell you, that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's great because you're not going to stand in the GA line for 14 hours.
Yep. It was a bad throw by Rollison right there.
It was. It definitely was. Oh, I think Coach must have dropped the interception on the sideline because he's down giving them push-ups for the Punishers.
I thought he got hit in the gonads there for a second.
I wasn't sure what he was down for, but I think that's what it was.
It was close. I think the cheerleaders have said we're done with the heat now.
Yeah, they give about 2 cheers and then they go lay down in the shade in the tunnel up there. I've been watching them.
They're getting her walking in for the day.
Abra Jones from North Little Rock. Appreciate you watching.
I think they might go to Dean right here.
And over the middle, good call. Couldn't catch it, and intercepted by the Punishers. The 7th turnover of the day as the Punishers pick it off. That's number 25. It's either Kewan Kelly or Jay Hurd. I'm not sure which 25 it is, and now he's getting to dance in front of our camera. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're sorry. Our camera was dead trying to change some batteries over there. And, we had the dance going as Kristen helped us out as she turned over there and got the dance for us. So she redeems herself for the Dragons' missed touchdown and gets a little bit of the end of the celebration there.
Oh, man.
And, I don't know if we have that. I'll let you respond to that. The camera may be out of commission, some technical difficulties at the moment. So Cooper, he'll drop the throw. Got pressure coming, takes a big hit from the backside, but he's got a guy open behind the defense. Caught 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Punishers.
Wow.
What a throw and catch. What a play. Huge touchdown pass there. And that is number 12, Arion Cooney, with his second big touchdown catch of the day.
How about that throw by Cooper? Was being pressured, took a shot in the back right there, and just dropped it right in the breadbasket, man. That's a great ball. And way to finish off the run, too, by the receiver there. You know, was being chased down and almost pushed out of bounds, but was able to keep his balance. And just a great sequence of events there. Uh-oh.
Absolutely. You're right, Aaron. That was a fantastic. I think that's the best throw I've seen Cooper throw all year.
That was really good throw there. It was Fountain on the coverage there. He obviously frustrated with himself right there, but nothing you can really do about that.
That was Kelly on the earlier play as Punishers. The Punishers GM Chris Goodman. He's responded. He's watching from the locker room.
Okay. Wimp, yeah.
So Buford to kick. That one's up. It's good, and it's now 41-6. And the Punishers said, any momentum the Dragons just got, we just ripped it right out. Took it right back.
It's gone.
And it's now 41-6 with 14-12 to go in this one. And the inaugural season, this is actually the inaugural season, I believe, for both of these teams. And, of course, both teams come into this one undefeated, but going to be good to see. As I hate to throw the announcer jinx out there, but I kind of feel pretty good about the results of this game at this point. Looks like the Punishers are headed well on their way to an undefeated opening season.
Yeah, the Punisher organization, you know, they're looking really good right now. Hopefully they can, you know, get some. I would hope they would find a really good conference to be a part of. I know there were some you know, difficulties in the conference they were in this year, so hopefully they can get that hashed out by next season. And this is a really good, I think, what would you call this, franchise program?
Yeah,
one of the two.
Franchise, I think, is probably the right way to put it.
That has really just kind of shot out the gate here, and think they might be doing a good job of trying to grow semi-pro football here in Arkansas.
They have it. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to play here. Obviously, and this is not me calling out the crowd. Obviously, it's pretty hard to be excited to be out here in 95-degree heat unless you know one of these folks. Plus, we have such a great stream that why would you can just sit at home and watch it in the air conditioning. Yeah. But they've done a good job to grow the product so far this year. But I'll be curious to see what the decision is going forward on where they play. And that ball is dropped and then picked up here.
Fountain again.
Fountain across the 20, 25, 30, nice little move across the 35, spin move to the 38, 39-yard line is where he'll be pulled down. And the 39-yard line is where the Dragons will start.
If you're the Dragons here, you just got to play for pride here. And, it's 41-6 here with just under 14 minutes to go. Try to get some more points on the board, try to make some memories here toward the end of this ball game.
Got to be difficult to keep that pride here with being down this big, this heat as bad as it is. You're about to have to sit in a bus or car or however. I guess they all drove individually.
I believe they drive individually.
Yeah, so
that's another thing people don't realize, I think, about semi-pro. I mean, they don't have buses like normal teams do. I mean, these guys commit to drive to different places to play football. I mean,
there's nothing glamorous about semi-pro football. Pop pass inside here is trying to get the corner. He may get it. He does get the corner, and will be pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That was number 4, Frazier.
Have we got a confirmation yet on what in the heck is on his legs?
No, somebody in the comments said they're pretty sure they're leggings, but I don't know.
I don't know because I see his knees just above where they end at the top.
I think they're socks.
Yeah. They match pretty good. I'll give them that. At least they match. That's another problem nowadays. All these kids, they wear stuff and they don't match the uniforms, and it's just very irritating sometimes.
That one completed quickly to Dean.
Of course, I'm old school, so it didn't really, oh, you're old school. You don't know what we're doing.
Well, hey, it's a good thing you weren't here for our last game because Jonesboro didn't try to match anything.
Oh, I watched some of that game, and you can imagine how I felt. Look at this.
So Dean may go. He's going to go. Dean's not going to be caught. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Dragons.
If only they could have done that 3 quarters ago.
Yeah. He goes and has a seat on our camera platform and quickly back up.
So if you're the Punishers here, you just got to let some guys that haven't played a lot, get in and get some hours because you never know who's going to come back and play next year because, you could have guys not be able to play next year. Schedules are different and, because I don't think they do contracts.
No, they don't have contracts at this level that I'm aware of. I know that, we're talking to Goodman before the game. You've got a couple of guys. You got a couple guys who couldn't play today just because it's Father's Day weekend. So, I mean, you've got different reasons as to why some of these guys can or can't play. And so you're right. I mean, any experience you can get for some of these guys to kind of bleed over to the next season is helpful. So the extra point line drive through and good. Did y'all get that worked out? You got my phone.
And the Punishers, they've got guys from all over the state. You got a guy from Marietta, Arkansas. Guys that went to Arkansas State, UAPB, right here in Little Rock, Searcy, Augusta, which is like northeast Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got guys from Hot Springs like Fountain Lake, and then a guy from Rising in England. So, I mean, they pull the Punishers, the organization, they pull guys from all over the state. They'll go around the state looking for guys that, want to keep playing football, maybe didn't get a chance to go to college and try to, or couldn't keep their grades in college, and so they had to, play a year or get some more film out there so that they can probably get to a JUCO or a smaller D2 or somewhere, or NAIA too. That's another thing that gets overlooked is an NAIA. So.
Well, and to that point too, remember obviously, and I know Goodman and I talked about this in pregame, but recruiting, just like it's the lifeblood of any college program, being able to recruit guys to play at this level, it's the lifeblood of a franchise like this. You can't offer, you can't pay. I mean, these guys are doing it for opportunities and love of the game. And so if you're interested in playing, if this is something you see this, you think, hey, you know what, I got the skill, I got the talent, I can get down there and play with these guys.
Or if you think you still got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to the Punishers. If you're closer to a little onside kick here, this ball's going to roll down and be covered up, and that is number 14, Waits, who falls on that one. But if you're in the area, in the Texas area, and you're looking for a program to play for, and you want to play for the Dragons, I'm sure there's some opportunities there. Reach out to them on social media. I know for sure you can reach out to Justin Bowie or Chris Goodman here with the Punishers, and they'd be happy to talk to you about opportunities in the future, whether it be coaching, whether it be playing, administrative roles. I know there's a lot of opportunities within the organization for the Punishers, and just reach out to these guys on social media, and I'm sure they'd be very happy to talk to you about those opportunities. Getting a lot of comments in the comment section on YouTube. Terry Paxton says, "Well, Dragons, it could be worse. It could have been a shutout."
Yeah. Yes, that's true. When I played ball, I had a lot of shutouts back in my day, and that just didn't feel too good. That was one of the worst feelings in the world. And Steve, if you haven't noticed, there's actually some cloud cover that has covered the whole stadium here at War Memorial for the first time today.
Helping things out a little bit. Let's look at Arnold trying to fight for yardage. He's going to lose 2, and I believe they have put Robinson in at quarterback.
Yep.
So Darius Robinson.
Not easy to take down a former Red Wolf that beat a SEC school back in college.
Yeah. Arnold did a good job just to get back. He did get back to the line of scrimmage there. 2nd and 10, 12:20 to go here in this one.
Oh, I think I jinxed it. Oops. Here comes the sun.
Well, now we got a timeout called by the Dragons.
And the clock has not stopped.
Oh, there we go. Now we stopped it at 12:09.
Guy over here next to him, he's on the phone. He ain't paying attention.
He's like, yeah, whatever. Is this thing over yet? He's ordering dinner.
Give me a pizza from Domino's on the way home. No free shout-outs. Not Domino's, American Pie Pizza.
Yes, yeah, you got to go to American Pie Pizza. No. American Pie Pizza is the place now.
American Pie Pizza.
Make sure you get you a Pizookie while you're there as well. Oh, those are so good. Just eat it the minute. I don't care if you've eaten your pizza yet. Eat the Pizookie first.
American Pie. I don't think I've ever had American Pie Pizza. I'll have to go try it.
You're gonna have to.
Me and my lady friend might have to go try that tonight here in Little Rock somewhere.
Yeah, go see our friends. They've got a location over in North Little Rock. Technically 2 locations in North Little Rock, but the one on Maumelle Boulevard we call Maumelle.
Yeah.
The other one's on North Hills in North Little Rock, and then there's one on Colonel Glenn in Little Rock as well. So you got 3 good options. You can order online as well at ampiepizza.com. All right, so we're set now after the timeout. 2nd down and 10 with 12:09 to go, and Robinson in at quarterback for the Punishers now. And he'll hand this one off. That is Alvin to the right side. Alvin will get this one back out to the 35-yard line. And I said the original line of scrimmage, but they weren't. They did lose 2. Now this will bring up a 3rd and 13. Again, if you're still here and you haven't hit that thumbs up here on our, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, please, especially on YouTube, hit the like and help us out there. So 11 and a half minutes to go in this one as things have certainly slowed down in our second half of play, especially from the Punisher side.
Test Robinson's arm, see what it looks like, and it looks pretty good.
Robinson threw it behind his intended receiver. Tough break there, as that was intended for Yunt.
Yeah, accuracy right there was a little bit behind his receiver. You got to throw that a little more in front of him.
You got to give him,
like you said, intercepted there too.
Yeah. Got to give him a chance to catch and run there. Anything behind is going to make it tough. Plus, it puts your receiver in a really bad position coming across the middle, having to go back for a football. So, tough one there. That'll bring up a 4th down. Buford will come out on the field to punt.
You ever seen the actual Punisher movie, like the 2004 film?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Thomas Jane and John Travolta. Whew. Classic.
Good stuff.
And I didn't realize at the time it was actually a Marvel movie until now. I was like, what?
So now the kick here is Buford. They nearly got that.
They have been so close all day.
They're going to try to return this one. got some room to return it across the 40, and diving forward to the 45 is number 82, Philip McGinnis. I think that's actually Jashun Jones. I think somebody corrected us in the comments earlier.
Yeah, because it lists McGinnis as a D end.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a defensive end. I mean, it could be. I mean,
one heck of an athletic D end right there, boy.
Yeah. I mean, what we used to watch. See, here I go blanking on names again, but defensive lineman that was at Arkansas for a while. That used to be a punt return guy or kick return guy in high school.
McTelvin.
Thank you, Akeem, yeah.
I went to a couple of team camps that Sosa was at, and my goodness, was a man playing amongst boys.
Gets this one out to Tucker. Tucker trying to find anywhere to run. Nothing there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 as we're under 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, I could say because of him, I played against a pro football player because I mean he's as far as I know he's still for Denver.
Yeah, he's in Denver. Yeah.
So. Yeah, he was just one of the best big man athletes I've ever seen in my life. Like I watched a highlight film, and it was him taking back kickoffs against Hot Springs.
Yeah.
And it was just, oh my, big 6'5" kid running about a 4.5.
I'll tell you, there's another guy like that, big guy with a ton of athletic ability, and I keep talking up Maumelle as I think I'm contractually obligated to do. But Nico Davier is one of those guys.
100%. You know, I watched them play in the state tournament and the state championship game, and I think if they hadn't had him, I don't know if Maumelle would have gotten that far.
No, Maumelle's not playing for a state championship, and that's not to take anything away from some of those. They had a lot of talent.
Oh yeah.
But Nico was just a difference maker, and a lot of fun. We were fortunate to have our buddy Monty Patel from Jacksonville High School on a couple of our calls, and we joked with him because in the conference tournament game, Nico, we were joking with Nico, telling him not to shoot 3-pointers the game before because he shot one so badly that it wasn't even close. And so in the game against Jacksonville, Nico comes out and starts shooting threes and just knocking them down. And Monty's over on the other side telling his guys to back off. He's not a shooter. Yeah. And Nico hit, I think, 4 threes in that game. Wow. So to help Maumelle advance to a higher seed there in the conference tournament. Had a great run, but yeah, Nico's one of those guys. He is a special athlete in terms of his athletic ability as a defensive lineman.
Tucker, again.
Across the 30. Nice little cut back inside. He gets across the 25. And so we had a personal foul penalty that got mixed in there while we were chit-chatting. And so a 9-yard gain there by Tucker.
Tucker has got to be a former D2 running back. I mean, he looks like a guy that could play at a Henderson State, a Washita Baptist, somewhere like there. I mean, he's got the size and the build. I mean, he looks, and he's got the speed too. I mean, when he hits the open field, I mean, he's pretty stout.
I'll go to Tucker again here as he goes down. He's got the first down though on 3rd and 1. He'll get down to the 17. That'll be a first down. So 1st and 10 here is the Dragons, as you said, kind of trying to play for pride here. You get in the end zone. They get in the end zone here. You're down 21. Still an outside shot. You can make this thing happen. Oh, what a job by the Punisher defender to get off the field and intercept it. Oh, boy, what a terrible throw. Now he may try to bring this back. Across the 10, makes a cut outside. He's got a chance. Across the 20, 25, and he slips out of bounds. Oh, boy.
Was Tucker on the tackle
That was Kelly on the interception. And I tell you what, that was – I want to back that up because that was nearly – and I'm actually pretty surprised that the officials didn't call – a penalty on the Punishers for having too many men on the field as the defender literally dove at the sidelines as the ball was being snapped just to get off the field.
That's commitment right there, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it was I'm pretty certain he might have still been on the field at the snap, but either way, doesn't matter as that ball's intercepted. And we have our other camera. It woke up, so we're back to our field level camera has awoken. But that is the 8th turnover of the game. I believe that is the 6th interception thrown by?
Yeah, 6 interceptions. And there's been 2 fumbles, I think.
Yeah, so Rollison, tough day. So much for being within 21 and an outside shot here. Robinson, quick throw to the outside and making some big hits there. That is number 7.
Got to wrap up. You got to wrap up. You can't push. That was a good example of that right there.
That's Ingram, the big tight end for the Punishers, and he gave a little punishment there on that run.
There was a Punishers player of the game, their quarterback. The Dragons quarterback.
Yeah. He's having a Nick Starkel-esque game. He has got his Starkle sparkle.
He's got his beaver shirt on.
Good land alive.
How is that dude still playing college football? He's
I don't
still
know,
got
but
another year at San Jose State.
He finally.
Oh, boy, what a hit in the backfield.
It was
Man.
looked like it was
Frazier.
Tyner on the linebacker, and then 52 Marchand.
Alvin on the carry.
Wow,
My goodness
big
gracious.
shit there. No, but he finally found a spot at San Jose, which is
Hey, throws 5 interceptions against him.
yeah. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
He did have a really good year last year. It's actually amazing how good a year that so many quarterbacks that played under Chad Morris had the year they left. I mean,
look
Cole Kelly won the FCS Heisman.
Look at Ty Story. He goes over to Western Kentucky and goes to a bowl game in the first year.
Hey, all I can say is thank you, Ty Story.
Yeah.
Oh, no, nobody.
Oh,
who you throw it to is Robinson throws this one directly to a Dragon, and that's going to be a pick 6.
Daryl Franklin.
So Franklin, and again, I said if they could get it to 21, who knows, and that's where we're at. If they can kick the extra point here.
Got to go for 2 here.
You get it to 21.
I'm going for 2 here. There's no.
I mean, yeah, you're not trying to hide anything. It's not like you're trying to hide a play.
It doesn't look like they're going for it, though. Rolliston's still on the sideline, and honestly, if they get 2 stops here, they get a couple quick stops or quick turnovers. Dragons, they might and score a couple. Like I just said a minute ago, it might be the biggest comeback in semi-pro football history here.
Are you surprised at all that they're throwing? 7.5 to go?
Yes, I don't know. I don't know. They might be trying to get Robinson some reps. But even then, you're playing in a championship game here, guys.
That, and I know there's no guarantee either. What just happened here?
He kicked the top of it.
And now they're going to try to return it.
Should be a dead ball. Is it not a dead ball?
I don't guess so. It's all going to be for naught. It's not going to matter. He's out of bounds at the 32.
Helmet came off.
I'm wondering if maybe the Dragons thought the Punishers were offsides and just kind of stopped. And then the ball got kicked right into the back of the line. I don't know what happened there. But no, to go back to the point, I'm a little surprised that the Punishers were throwing so much. Now, we'll see if they change things up here. And to your point, maybe they should have went for 2 because now they're going to have to go for 2 at least once here sometime down the stretch if they're going to get back in this. Well, and to your point,
Bourbon Bowl, baby. Why are we hanging back here? Like, let her go, man.
Well, not only that, but it's not like their kicking game has been overly impressive. Every kick's been a line drive. None of them's been close.
Yeah.
Or none of them's been great. And so that one, I don't know. I'm with you. I maybe would have just went for 2. Now hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to say that, but
yeah, that
was okay. That was interesting.
Now, 99.9% positive here that they kicked the onside. I don't think they really have a choice here unless they know they're going to lose this game. I wouldn't have that attitude if I'm on the sideline right now. It should be 41-21 if they hadn't have missed field goals.
Well, and let's also be real. The Dragons defensively haven't been awful. They've given up 2 huge plays. You had the 61-yard pass and then the 80-yard or so pass to both to Cooley, but other than that, it's been the defense that's done most of the scoring for the Punishers. So I'm with you. Kick the onside kick here, even if they recover it around midfield or 45-yard line midfield here, you trust your defense. They've done well enough today to maybe get the ball back pretty quick. And who knows, if you keep Robinson out there and the Punishers decide to keep throwing, maybe you get another turnover.
Here. This is interesting. The Punishers are not 10 yards away from the ball.
They weren't earlier either.
They're
going to kick it deep.
Wow, they're going to kick it deep.
That's Kelly Brew, as Kelly Brew looks to bring it back across the 30 and tripped and fell at the 35.
Big man, 43. Was that Dylan Osley, I think?
Yeah.
Osley?
Owsley maybe on that one. So how are you?
I don't know how I did that.
No, but that's interesting when you're a right tackle and a linebacker. That's not two positions you see guys playing.
Hey, man, I can't imagine how they do it in 2A football down there.
Oh,
I mean, they've got guys. Yeah. Oh, man.
That's about the only time I think you'd see that is a guy that plays right tackle and linebacker.
Either that or a lower 3A school.
Yeah. So let's see. I think they're going to stick with Robinson back there, and we'll see what they do.
Different running back, too. I don't know.
I
think 14 is the number. Oh, that's the weights. I'm sorry.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of weights. So.
Uh-oh. Wide open receiver top of the screen.
And now looking, but they're going to hand it off. Bobbled it was Waits, but Waits breaks the tackle, gets a block.
Yeah,
and a tough block, tough penalty calls. Waits is going to be drugged. Well, still not down. Ooh, what a hit at the end of the play. And that one, there's a lot happening on that play.
Man. Just a series of unfortunate events right there.
Man, there's a lot happening on that play.
We got flags flying. We got bodies flying. We got everything going on here.
So you guys make sure that you, 7:10 to go in this one. Clock stopped. It's a 22-point lead for the Punishers, but Dragons have found some life here late. This penalty is going to back them up another 15. And so a long field here. And again, if you're the Punishers, I think you still just hand the ball off.
Oh, yeah. Just keep the run game going. Try to run as much time off the clock as you can.
The Dragons only have one timeout.
Don't have any reason to pass the ball here in this situation.
Yeah. We saw last time they decided to throw, and it ended up in a pick six.
Yeah. So. It's the last game of the season, too. So, it's not like you're trying to get extra reps for another game.
Well, and to the point, we were talking about Robinson. There's no guarantee Robinson's going to be here. I know he's got the opportunity in Utah, and that ball's on the ground.
Ball.
Fumbled it. Let's see. I think the Dragons got it, and they did. Dragons recover the fumble, and we got a ball game now, folks.
Oh, my goodness.
Make sure that you are sharing this one out. It
is still a 22-point game, but like I said, a couple of quick turnovers and a couple of quick touchdowns.
You look at it, Rollison, we know what obviously he had a horrible day, but you look at the talent that's there.
It's all about how you finish, Steve.
That's right. You find one or two guys here, and suddenly this is a game. So we'll see what the Dragons can do. Can they find the end zones here offensively?
Yeah, if they get lined up and snap the ball, they might get a flag here because I don't think the Punishers know how many guys they have on the field.
They're not even off the field. They just got off the field again. Hands this one to Tucker up the middle. A lot of room. 20, 15, hit at the 10. Across, he runs him over at the 5, and that's where he'll be taken down. Wow.
Tucker, good. Lands alive. Marcus Tucker, I've been talking about him all day here. I think he's been one of the bright spots for this Dragons offense, and here we go again. Marcus Tucker right up the middle, churning and burning for more yards.
Now they'll give this one to Tucker again. Tucker to the right side, going to break a tackle, 5-yard line, spin move down to the 2, maybe the yard 1.5.
Might could have used another block there by Dean, but nonetheless, about a yard short of the goal line. Got to get on the ball here and go fast and try to get. If they score here, you have to kick an onside kick.
Yeah.
No choice here.
Yeah, you're going to be under 6. They'll get this one. Tucker up the middle, touchdown. Big hit as he got in the end zone. There's a flag on the field.
And that's probably going to be, offsides. Yep.
Yeah,
they're going for 2. Look at here.
And we got another late flag that just came in the other corner. Now he's going to pick it up. Did he not realize they called the offsides over here? Apparently not.
The Dragon fans, I can hear the Dragon fans on the other side of the field over there getting a little riled up.
Hey, they finally got something to cheer for here. And suddenly we've got a game. Now, Rollison, I think they may have been offsides on that one. Hands to Tucker, and they were, and he'll still get in for 2.
Though. Oh, my goodness.
And it is 41-27. It's a 14-point game with 6 minutes to go. Wow.
If you're watching on the live stream, y'all want to share this with your friends and family. This is turning out to be an interesting one here at the end. And Tucker, he's got his team fired up, man. He's got his helmet off. He's yelling and screaming.
Definitely a different, a little different emotional response coming off the field now, as it is a 14-point game. And regardless, I mean, at this point, at the very least, you've made this respectable here in a game that you were just getting destroyed in. All right, so now it's going to be interesting. Do the Punishers go back to Cooper and go back to running your offense here and trying to get the ball down the field instead of putting Robinson out there?
If I'm the Dragons, I'm trying to get lined up as fast as I can, because if they can't get enough guys on the field here, they're going to get a penalty.
Well, and if they don't have enough out, though, they'll be able to just – once it's set and he blows the whistle ready for play, they can kick the onside kick, and there is all kinds of room over here.
That is definitely not 11 players either. 1, 2, 3. It's 9 players. They're missing 2 guys.
They got to hurry, and they don't look like they're trying to get anybody out there. They're not. They are – you're right.
What's going on here? The Punishers just act like they've already won the game here.
You're right. You're still one short.
If the Dragons can get this onside kick right here, if they kick the ball, then that just tells me that the Dragons just don't really care to win this game now. They've put themselves in a position here to win.
And they try the pooch kick.
Pooch kick? Are they going to get down there fast enough?
No, as Yunt picks it up. Now looking to try to get around the side. Big hit at the 30.
Big hit.
And so
Punishers got to run the ball here, but not fumble it. They fumbled it on their last 2 possessions, and it looks like they're going to bring out Cooper back on the field to try and keep this one intact.
I think that's obviously the right decision here, as Cooper has had a pretty good game. But the goal here is to hand this ball off to whether it's Arnold, whether it's Alvin, whoever you've got in the backfield, which I'm trying to see if it's.
Yeah, we haven't seen Williamson. Williamson left he came back here early in the 3rd quarter, but we haven't seen him since. They've had a difference. They've had Arnold, Waits back there. They've had a bunch of different guys. It looks like that's him right there. Williamson's back in there.
Yeah, Robinson splits out into the slot this time.
Got a one-on-one situation down here on the bottom screen right here.
They'll hand this one off.
Oh, man,
Williamson,
what a move.
Trying to get the corner, and he does a lot to just turn that into a 1-yard loss.
Both teams only have 1 timeout, too, so that doesn't help either. So they're going to try. I mean, the Punisher's going to try and run as much clock as they can here.
You would hope that is the plan at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate saying, well, if I'm the coach, I would do this, but I mean, I'm not passing the ball in this situation. I'm trying to run the ball up the middle and then trying to run the clock as much as I can. And then if I have to make a pass, it's either going to be a short slant, get a flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a substitution penalty.
Wow.
That'll back them up 5 as they had 12 in the formation. And now they'll put the 12th man back on the field.
It's 41-27 right now, but it just looks like if the Punishers hadn't have scored 41 points, I mean, this would be I don't know how to explain it. It would just be a huge choke job, I guess is what you would say.
Yeah, I mean, it would be regardless. I mean, up 34-0, now and they are struggling just to get guys lined up. And I think you're right. I think this is a situation where you see a team that I think they thought this game was over. I think mentally they kind of checked out. So Cooper fakes the screen. Now he's going to be chased down. Can he get rid of it?
Run it. He's got some legs.
Got to stay in bounds. And he doesn't. Well, I don't know. They haven't been stopping the clock today, so
they're going to stop it.
But now they are.
Yeah.
So 4:47 to go. That stops the clock without the Dragons having to use a timeout. A bad decision by Cooper.
It's 3rd and 13 too. I mean, or 15. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he may have lost 3 more. So 3rd and 16 here.
Clock is running. It's not stopped.
Actually, 3rd down and 18.
I don't know the clock situation. I'm just kind of.
Well, I think they stopped it till they set it, but I would have thought they would have stopped it till they snapped it.
I mean, nonetheless, if the Dragons get a stop here, I mean,
what do you do? 3rd down and 18. 4:15 to go in this one, and Cooper.
I think you got to go deep or throw something down the middle here because the middle of the field is looking wide open, and he's got some receivers to throw to too.
They're gonna have to burn their last time out.
Wow.
To avoid a 3rd and 23 and a delay game.
If I'm the Dragons, I'm fired up right now.
Yeah.
I am ecstatic for what's going on right now on the Punisher side of the ball. It just looked like here at the end of the game, they as soon as they scored that last touchdown, it just kind of looked like the Punishers was just like, okay, we got this in the bag. We're done. We're just going to not play anymore. And Dragons have taken advantage of them now. Can the Dragons come back in this situation? Personally, I don't think so. I think the Punishers have done too much damage. But, I mean, it's not completely out of the water.
Well, I'm going to say that I really hope this is not me being biased in any way, but I don't want to be blamed for the announcer jinx that I gave a bit ago when I said it was pretty much over when we started the fourth quarter.
Yeah, because I know I didn't say it, so they can't say anything to me about it.
They may not invite us back. A quick college.
That was like the whole deal with Lockhart.
Oh gosh, yeah.
A couple weeks ago at the SEC tournament. Yes. Oh my word.
Speaking of college baseball, a little College World Series update. If you're a Hog fan rooting for the team that knocked us out, you got a pretty good start to the College World Series as NC State handled business 10-4 over Stanford today. The tree is dead. So Cooper looking over the middle dropped.
Wow, man. If there was probably, I don't know, if there were 6 minutes on the clock now instead of 4, I think the Dragons might have a chance here.
Let's be real. If they were stopping the clock like they should, there'd probably be 8 minutes left.
That's also true. And that has nothing – I don't think that – and for the fans watching, I don't think that has anything to do with the Punishers. It's just between the refs and the scorekeepers.
Which I'm going to be honest, there was a lot of confusion there because the officials could have stopped it multiple times when we saw the clock continuing to run, but they kind of let it. I don't know if there was – Goodman says there's no agreement, but I don't know if there was some sort of agreement to only stop the clock on certain situations. I mean, because to be fair, the way the first half looked, I mean, it didn't look like the Dragons wanted to be here.
It was a bloodbath.
And in this heat, not the end of the world to say, hey, let's get this over with. So
it's a great punt.
Boy, a heck of a job getting that off. Going to be returnable, though. And fumbled the punt and does a good job to fall on it.
Calling a fair catch there, man. That's just it's just tough spot there. I'm not risking that, and luckily he jumped back on the ball.
Yeah. All right, so here's the setup. 3:57 to go. 41-27. Punishers lead, but the Dragons have cut that score down tremendously here in the fourth quarter to make this a ball game.
Steve, I think the Dragons need something quick here, like a deep pass down the middle or a slant like they hit just a second ago. That took him yard here too. They might go to Dean here.
Yeah, with one timeout, definitely got to score quick.
Sure
they
enough.
go to the outside
Stop
to Dean,
routes, get to Dean.
Let's see,
Clock is not stopping.
Clock
The
is
city was
not
down in
stopping.
bounds. Yeah, they got to have something quick here.
You got to hurry. 3:40 to go. Rollison looking at his play chart on his wrist. Motion man. And now they'll pitch it to Tucker. Tucker, a lot of Punisher defenders, but he somehow gets away from them. Inside of the 45, midfield, breaks another tackle, 45, 40, 35, out of bounds at the 33, and what a heck of a run by Tucker.
Marcus Tucker, man, again.
That should have been a 5-yard loss, man. Good night.
Yeah, should have. We got a Punisher down here in the backfield.
And that's going to help get the clock stopped for the Dragons here with 3:22 to go.
I think Tucker might have gotten – I think somebody might have landed on his mandibles there.
Oh, yeah, so Tucker's hurt on this end.
Yeah. It's like the big man, number 1, probably Nick Williams.
Yeah, that's going to be Williams. Now, Williams is going to have to come out of the game.
Yeah, that's a big man.
Yeah.
That's a big dude right
Williams
there,
is big. Tucker's up as well, so both of the injured guys are up, and they're moving just fine, it looks like.
So since Tucker's out here, I wouldn't be surprised if they really went to Dean on maybe another stop route, a curl, or even a fade right here. I mean, you can see they've got the safety playing on top of them, so I don't think they're going to try and go deep.
Now Rollison looking to the left side, got his guy. That's caught and going to get 5 out of this one inside the 20.
Got to go.
That one was complete to Sing. So 3 minutes. Now we're under 3 to go.
You got to have it now within the next 3 possessions. If you can't get it in, I don't think you have a chance.
You definitely got to find the end zone or get the clock stopped somehow now. 2:50. A lot of time coming off the clock as they finally get that one off. Now looking as Rollison wants to go over the middle, throwing deep, incomplete. And missed the throw there. As that was not a great throw by Rollison.
No, but if I'm Dean right there, you saw the safety come underneath him. I'm trying to sell a pass interference right there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coaches nowadays that try to that teach kids to do that now because of how much people throw the football now in the game.
There was some contact there. You're right. Maybe he should have tried to sell a little more and get that call. 2:42 to go. Third down, over the middle. Oh, no, man. Throws it right at a Punisher, picked off, and now a chance. There's a lot of grass in front of him as he looks around the corner, and going to be taken down at the 45-yard line.
Oh, no, we got some extra stuff going on up top.
Uh-oh.
I didn't see any punches or anything. I just saw two players grabbing each other's face masks and stuff.
That's Frazier, our favorite sock.
Yep.
Our guy with our favorite socks over there. They'll get him off the field, and that should be the deal. That should seal the deal there for the Punishers as that one was picked off. And after all that, I think that was Kelly again. I think that's Kelly, his second pick of this one.
Once again, man, just Rollison overthrowing another ball. Just it's been like that all day. It's just been a rough day for Rollison.
And now a lot of chirping going on, as you would expect here. Is pretty tough situation. If you're the Dragons, you put out a lot of effort just to get this game back to 14, and then Rollison throws his, I believe, was that his 7th interception?
Like Punishers don't have anybody coming onto the field now. They don't have enough guys. They're not paying attention. They're literally going to lose this game because they're not paying attention here.
And now you're going to get another delay. You're going to get a delay of game here.
Yeah, another delay of game. This is.
I got to tell you right now, that's again, we're not here to. That's a coaching issue. That's the best way I can put it. Your coaches, you've got to be ready. You've got to have whatever personnel is coming out on the field got to be ready as soon as that happens. You had a turnover. You knew you were coming out on offense.
I mean, literally, the Dragons. I mean, they've kind of done this to themselves because the Punishers have given them so many opportunities here to win this game, and they just haven't been able to find the opening.
I believe that's Alvin going up the middle. He's met maybe a gain of 1 or 2 as they're going to spot this at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I'm watching now to see who all is going to be able to keep their composure because Wade's right there for Punishers. Looked like he came up and him in 52. I think that was McElmore. Wait, no, it's not. Marchand. Them two were jawing at each other right there. So I'm just kind of hoping not to see a brawl here because I have seen that up and close. I was at the Glen Rose and Falk brawl 2 years ago. That was really bad.
Yeah, we definitely don't want any of that. We've had a few little issues like that at a couple of these games, but nothing major. I mean, things that you would expect after a hard-fought game. So hopefully cooler heads prevail. Now we got a
whistle,
and what?
Oh, Dragons call a timeout.
It was a late timeout. You let the play clock get all the way down to 2 before you called the timeout. So 1:34 to go. You guys make sure to stay with us as there will be a trophy presentation at the end of this one.
Steve, what do you think the over-under is for Rocker throwing strikeouts today?
Let's see. I'm gonna say 9.
9. Okay. I don't know. Who they got? Who are they playing? They're playing
Virginia.
Is it Virginia? Okay, yeah, okay. I could see that, yeah. They are, and they've got a crazy closer, too.
No, they're playing Arizona.
Arizona can hit the ball. Cooper, man. Look at this kid.
And Cooper out to the 45-yard line, 46-yard line.
Yeah, and the Dragons have no timeouts left either, so, I mean, Punishers have every opportunity here to close it out.
Yet some reason the clock has stopped. There we go. Now it's running. Yep, Arizona and Vanderbilt are underway in the top of the first right now.
Arizona can hit the ball. I don't know if you watched that series last weekend with Ole Miss. course, I mean, it is Ole Miss, but the only pitcher they had was Doug Nikhazy. But, I mean, they were raking.
I stopped watching that game. I think it was I feel like it was fairly close, but it was late, and I was like, okay, I'm over it. And then I woke up, it was like 16-3 or something.
Yeah.
Good night. So under 50 seconds here as the Punishers will run the clock out, and they are going to win the inaugural minor league Southwest Classic as Cooper's going to take a knee. And that will not do it. They're going to have to snap it one more time here on 4th down and run around for, I don't know. Let's see. Play clock hasn't started yet.
Yeah, no, that'll be it.
And that will be it. So that's going to do it from War Memorial Stadium. Stick with us as the officials run off the field, and that'll do it. Your Arkansas Punishers complete this one, and they complete the inaugural undefeated season with a 41-27 victory over the Northeast Texas Dragons, and the Arkansas Punishers exact revenge on the state of Texas and get this victory. So stick with us here as we await the trophy presentation, and we'll see who our players of the game are, as well as the championship trophy for this year's minor league Southwest Classic.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Dragons too. They were down 34-0 coming out of halftime, and were able to put up 27 points in the fourth quarter alone. Almost had a chance to make a comeback. We're just up just a bit short. Tough to win a football game though with 8 turnovers as well. So really interested to see what these two teams do next year. I know the Punishers are just going to reload with talent from across the state. Who knows who all is leaving and who all is staying. Hopefully not a lot of guys are leaving. We'll see these guys next year, but it's going to be interesting. I know Texas, they're going to find dudes across the state of Texas to play. So I'm sure they'll be back here next year.
Let's see the Punishers players running over there to.
Hey, the cheerleaders showed back up.
Hey, well, they got to for a trophy presentation.
Yeah, 100%.
Somebody, that's big, 96? Is that a 36 or a 96? I believe that's big Jeffrey Wilson out there making out with the trophy.
Very nice.
So congratulations to Coach Justin Bowie, Chris Goodman, this entire Arkansas Punishers staff, and all of these players on a phenomenal, undefeated inaugural season and winners of this year's 2021 Minor League Southwest Classic. We hope to be able to make this a regular thing every year. This has been fun. It's been enjoyable. To your point, Aaron, it's almost a minor miracle that the Dragons were able to get back within 14, considering 34-0 at the half, 8 or 9 turnovers. I lost count. I believe 6 or 7 interceptions thrown by Rollison, a couple of fumbles there. We had 3 or 4 defensive touchdowns for the Punishers. Just a all around, not the cleanest game, but a great effort defensively by the Punishers.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like it was a 34-0 ball game. It felt like the Punishers were absolutely punishing the Dragons here today. It was just an absolute beatdown in the first half. It just looked like the Dragons were draining. And, to their credit, they didn't have any shade to sit in. They didn't have a 10 or nothing like the Punishers did. And they were pretty much cooking on the sideline during the first half. Of course, if you're all watching now, there's pretty much a lot of shade on the field. But in the first half, it was straight on sunbeams. It was just rough for the Dragons to be able to compete. And then, big fourth quarter by the Dragons. But Punishers were able to shut them down. I think, if I had to pick a guy to, a player of the game, I think I'd probably go with Kalen Cooper, the quarterback. He balled out today, had a couple of big throws and some big runs, too, to keep his team above the Dragons.
Well, I was going to say, too, on the offensive side, probably my player of the game would go to Arian Cooney. 2 huge catches for touchdowns in that one over 60 yards, one over 80 yards. So impressive job there by Cooney. On the defensive side, you had plenty of options. Let's see, let me get back over here to my sheet. I know Kewan Kelly, I believe, had 2 or 3 of the turnovers in this game on the defensive side. Fleming had 2 turnovers, nearly two touchdowns as he was pulled down celebrating at the 2-yard line on what he thought was going to be a scoop and score, and then had another scoop and score going the other way. So impressive job all around really on defense by the Punishers. Offensively did just enough to get the job done today. But let's not take anything away from the Dragons. This is a team that didn't quit. I think coming into the second half, we thought they were asking for the mercy rule to be put into effect. And instead, even through some running clock or whatever that was, they get this game to within 14. And without that interception late, who knows what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played their hearts out in the second half. They really woke up, and it was a completely different team in the second half that came out. I just think they got in too big of a hole in the first half. I think that last touchdown that the Punishers scored before going into halftime kind of sealed the deal here when they made it 34-0 instead of 27. And, yeah, I think if the Dragons hadn't allowed that last touchdown, I think it would have been a different outcome here today. But Punishers ending the game here pretty well today.
All right, so I think that is going to do it. I want to say a huge thanks to you, Aaron, for stepping in and filling in for us. And while folks may have missed Andy, you did a phenomenal job, man. I appreciate it.
I didn't want to take Andy's stardom, so I tried to do my best. Can't wait to hear him back in the booth. Though.
Stardom's a bit of a stretch. Don't give Andy too much bigger of a head than he's already got.
Yeah, he does good though. I like listening to you guys. You guys do a really good job of what y'all do here at Natural State, and can't wait to see what y'all do in the going forward.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that, and obviously look forward to seeing you guys and your coverage in 42 Sports. I know you guys do a phenomenal job for the smaller schools. I know that's kind of the focus of you guys is to help get more coverage for the smaller schools. If you guys are associated with a high school program, obviously you've got some good options here. We are looking to grow our portfolio of high schools to be able to bring live streaming to. So if you know a school that wants high school live streaming, I'm of the opinion, and I think the AAA is of the opinion, that they want every school on board in the future.
Yeah, me too. I'm with that 100%. That's one of the things that COVID really helped out with last year was live stream. A lot of schools, especially I live stream. I did the broadcast for Glen Rose this past fall, and Glen Rose has never done anything like that before, and it ended up being a total success. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that as we get closer to the fall, and we're going to see a lot of teams adopt that.
Well, I hope so, and it was cool. If you follow high school basketball, it was really neat. We were obviously blessed to be able to broadcast the 5A state tournament, but I think the neatest part about it was the fact that you could go on the app. I mean, it's great. We love to have you guys on our YouTube channel watching, but it was really great that you could just go on the AAA app and pick whatever game was being played at that time, hit a button, and you're watching, whether it be your kids, whether it be your favorite school, whether it just be you're a fan of high school basketball and you want to be able to watch guys play. There's a ton of talent in the state. So same thing goes for the football field. If we can get every team, every school online, being able to live stream, it just brings a different element. And it allows, we were blessed this year. We had a lot of fans from all over the United States and across the world who watched our streams, and that was really cool. So, I know we had folks from the Philippines. We've had folks from all over watching our games this year. Had a really, we had a guy that followed us pretty hardcore throughout football season who was out of California just because California didn't have high school football.
Yep.
And so he stumbled upon our stream, and he pretty much watched every game we did last year just because California didn't have high school football.
That's
so
big time.
It's big. We've appreciated everybody this year. This will be obviously our last football game of, let's say, the beginning of 2021, because obviously the real football season will get started here in just a couple of months. But we appreciate everybody. Thanks to everybody that has joined us throughout this year. Big props to my brother Chad down on our field camera. Huge props to my wife Kristen on our main cam. And, of course, as always, the man behind the scenes, my buddy William Watkins, has done a phenomenal job all year to help bring all the graphics and all the great stuff that I have no idea how to do. And without him, we wouldn't be here. So, again, appreciate that. And again, huge appreciation to you, Aaron, for being here with us today. And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too, man. This is the first time I've ever gotten to do color commentating, and I feel like I did pretty good. I hope
fantastic.
I did anyway.
You were great.
But anyway, for all the fans out there, be sure to keep up with high school football this fall. It's gonna be wide open from 2A to 4A. I would even say 5A now that Kevin Kelly's gone. So be sure to keep up with these guys and 42 Sports over there on Facebook too.
All right. Well, it's hard for me to say goodbye as I've enjoyed doing it, but we're going to have to do it. So that'll do it for us. The Punishers win this one 41-27, take the inaugural Southwest Classic, the minor league Southwest Classic, over the Northeast Texas Dragons. That's going to do it for Arkansas Punisher Football and Natural State Sports. For Steve and Aaron, Will, Kristen, and Andy, all right, and Chad, we appreciate everybody. Until next time, we'll see you.
See you guys.